right. Hi kids, how we doing today? We good? Let me check the chat here. Let me, guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Or tell me if it's too loud. Yes, this is a live stream, correct. One, okay, looks good. Good, okay, sweet. Alright guys, sorry for the delay. So, you guys, this is the first time I've ever used this live stream setup. I have my camera here, I have this software running, all this stuff. A lot going on here, so bear with me guys. This might take a little bit of time to adjust some things, but we should be good. Looks like the overlays are on the screen. We got 150 in here, 50 likes, like the video, and subscribe to the channel, which you should be. Oh, I gotta do the intro. Chest up, shoulders back. Welcome to Revival Fitness, everybody, your home for gains and brains. And if you guys saw in the chat earlier, I was not kidding, I do have a gallon of raw milk here. And we will be drinking it. Alright guys, so we're going to give everybody a little bit of time to get in here. I do want to say something though to start. We officially have, where is it? Here we go. Hold on, let me put my face back up. There we are. So, somebody commented earlier when the video started, or when the stream started, I forget your name, dude, I apologize. But he said I should make Bulkamania shirts, like the old Hulkamania shirts. Bulkamania is running wild, brother. Okay, so this is on the Teespring, guys, if you want to grab one of these. It's happening. So, buy all my merchandise. You know, we got to teach these main gainers in the gym. We got to teach them. Somebody's got to show them what's actually going on. Alright, okay, let's get that. Wait, where'd I go? Wait. Hold on. Hold on, guys, sorry. Okay, got myself back. Alright, off to a great start so far. So, what we're going to do, guys, is react to, I believe there's 3 videos unless I'm missing something. So, we have the Hamza video here. What is it? The 5 biggest reasons you can't gain muscle, which he published on 8 days ago, so just over a week ago. Then, we have this video by Schmucky. Hamza, you picked the wrong battle, which was 2 days ago. And then he put out another one right after that. This thing is so slow. Come on. No, Hamza, you appeal to the masses of Jeffries. Alright? And, I mean, look at this. Man, I mean, bro, is Doucette just making videos inside of, like, a supplement center at this point? Is he inside a GNC? Look at all these subs. But we're going to react to these in order of appearance, so we're going to go Hamza's first, then the 2 ones from Greg. Some of you might be asking, is Hamza going to respond to Greg? I highly doubt that. The reason being, he has no reason to. Why would he do that? Right? I mean, he doesn't really respond to many people in general, from what I can tell. And there's no reason to, because all he's going to do is get gaslit and all this other stuff. Now, keep in mind, guys, I have not seen these videos, so this is going to be a live reaction. I don't have any material lined up, so to speak. One thing I will say, though, if you guys are new here, I mentioned this in my recent video. Here, let me pull up the thumbnail for that video. Where is it? This one right here. So, this video, guys, is called, well, the thumbnail says The Bulking Cycle. But the title of the video is Why and How They Always Lie About Bulking. I put it out not long ago. This is a good precursor video. If you're not familiar with kind of everything being talked about here, this is a good precursor video to what basically Doucette has been doing for this entire time. And it's not just him, because there's plenty of people who have a very similar, if not exact, business model like he does. But that's essentially what he does. So I'm not going to outline that entire video, but essentially the 4, can't even count, the 4 steps of the bulking cycle. The influencer says not to bulk, right? Which is what Doucette says repeatedly, unless he's once again changed his mind. Then you're going to follow that advice and make minimum progress because you're not eating enough to really grow. namely if you're skinny or if you're average weight, then you're going to say, okay, this isn't really working. And then they're going to say, hey, well, check it out, though. I have this thing. So in Doucette's example, oh, I have a cookbook. I have these supplements, 4 pounds of muscle in a month on turkesterone, brah. Okay? Brah. All this stuff. So they're going to have some new thing, some supplement product, workout plan, some new method or something, and they're going to be like, this is what's going to give you muscle. And you say, okay. Then you do that for another however many months, 3, 6, 12. And you're still like, okay, not much is happening here. I still don't bench above 165 pounds. I probably need to bulk, right? And then the cycle completes. I can probably follow with the cursor. And then it says, don't bulk. So that's essentially the business model. You basically just spin your wheels over and over because the people you trust for information give you bad information. And I explained in this video that it's not like they don't understand. Because guys like to say things like, oh, well, you know, how could somebody as experienced as Doucette say that bulking doesn't work? He knows that it works. That's the point. He did it years ago, probably for decades even, whenever he was in powerlifting. You guys can find old pictures of him. He was very, very bulked up. And of course he was powerlifting at that point, but still, all the muscle he showed in bodybuilding, he gained a lot of that during the powerlifting stages. And before that too, when he was bulking. But that's the thing about the business model. They cannot give you that information to eat more because if you actually get good training and diet information and you make gains, you don't really need them anymore. That's the entire point. It's sort of like Stockholm Syndrome. They're just like, okay, he's finally going to tell me what's going to work. No, he's not. So that's the first video to watch here for reference, guys. Whoa. That just disappeared. And then the other video, of course, those of you who have been here for a while, it was just over a year ago. I think it was December 22nd or something, when I released the Maingaining nuke. 2 hours long, way too much information to cover here, but those of you who were going to come here and defend Greg, if you have not seen this video, I highly encourage you to watch it, because if you can watch that video, especially the meat and potatoes, like probably 20 minutes up to an hour in is where all of the good stuff really happens, kind of like when we get him dead to rights. If you can watch that video and still defend him, you must have paid for the cookbook in full, unfortunately. But that is that. So those are the two precursors, guys. I highly encourage you to really watch that, like I said. I'm not just saying that to promote my own stuff. Every single thing that I talk about here, if you're out of the loop, you will see it there. All right? And let's check on the chat. We're doing good. Okay. Somebody in the chat said the Greg cells. How many cells are there? We have the Maingaining cells, Greg cells, cookbook cells, turkesterone cells, perhaps. We'll come up with more as we go along. All right. And is there anything else we have to cover housekeeping-wise? I don't think so. Oh, actually, yes, we do. Here we go. Almost forgot this one. Okay, let's get this off the screen. This right here. This right here, guys. These definitions you see of Maingaining. This is one of the cornerstone things in the Maingaining nuke. Okay? So, we have seen, and according to what people are saying in the comments now, we're back to definition number 1. So I have these slightly out of order. The first definition he gave was definition 2, back in 2020, whenever I called him out originally, when nobody else would. He called Maingaining a recomp, which means lose body fat and build muscle at the same time, and your body weight is going to stay pretty much where it is, right? So that was the first definition he gave. He then moved on to definition 1, which is apparently what he's back to, where you keep your body fat the same while building muscle. And you can see I have in the parentheses there half recomp and micro bulk with a bunch of question marks. The only way you're going to keep your body fat the exact same while building muscle is, as I describe, it's going to be essentially the slowest bulk you could ever do, like a snail's pace bulk. Once again, it's something that's going to be so slow, you might as well go into definition 3, which is what he was on, I think, a year or so ago, whenever he was talking about, oh, well, you should lean bulk, and he would always give examples of, like, Chris Bumstead and Mr. Olympia guys, and, you know, all the zoo culture bodybuilders he hangs out with. He's like, if you just got out of a competition and you're shredded, of course you have to lean bulk. which that means you increase body fat, ideally slowly, right, while you build muscle. So we have 3 definitions, and he will hopscotch these definitions based on who he's talking to and what the context is. That's exactly why he never gets really called out for this effectively, and I was really the first one who could do this because I had all of the evidence lined up. But I don't know what he's going to say in this video or these videos, but based on what people have said, he's going to say definition number 1. So we're going to be back to micro bulk territory. That's as far as I know. Alright, but keep that in mind, guys. We have 3 definitions. So anytime anybody tells you in the comment section, in the gym, on the forums, oh, Maingaining works if ... Here's how you end the argument immediately. When they say that, or if they defend Greg, or if they say, oh, Maingaining worked for me and it was great, just answer this. Comment, what is Maingaining? Their head is going to start to process it. They're going to give you, again, one of these 3 definitions. Half the crowd will say, oh, it's a recomp, bro. You can just recomp, bro. The other half will say, oh, it's a lean bulk. And then a small sliver, I guess, are going to say, oh, well, you can build muscle and keep your body fat the exact same. So, you guys know, like, this is, like, mind-numbing to talk about because it's surplus, deficit, or maintenance. That's fundamentally what it is. Any level of variance to the surplus or deficit side is still that, even if it's so small that it's not a noticeable change. And that's what it is. So, without further ado, we've got all that done. It is now time, gentlemen, we're going to hop into Hamza's video. But first, I need to drink some raw milk. It's good stuff, Jack. Alright, here we go. Where's the play button? I can't even see because of my camera. Hold on. There we go. Alright, let me know if you guys can hear this. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear this video.
Rid of this, Jeffrey says whilst he's pinching his lower belly fat. Come on, I'm on a calorie deficit. Why won't it go away? I've been going to the gym every single day, twice a day for a week now. But look at the rest of Jeffrey's lifestyle. Do you really think he's gonna build his dream body when he lives like this? Adonis.
Okay, you guys can hear it. I gotta give one thing to Hamza right off the bat. This dude's editor is hilarious, bro. I don't know how much he pays his editor, but man, I mean, the cartoons and stuff that he puts into these videos, the Adonis meme and all these, like, faces, they're hilarious, dude. Oh my god.
Adonis has sculpted his physique into one of a Greek god, but this didn't happen overnight. It took him years of hard work in the gym, but most importantly, lifestyle optimization. Adonis wakes up after a full night of rest. He jumps out of bed, blasts himself with a cold shower, goes straight
Adonis takes cold showers. We still on the cold shower thing? I don't know if that has any real benefits. I saw something on IG saying those don't have any benefits, but okay, Hamza's in his Lamborghini with all the biddies too.
The gym for a grueling workout, overdoses on protein and carbs straight afterwards. He does everything. And just look at that physique. I think I've built a pretty good physique. Here's some good pictures of me. I've been on this journey now for about 8 years. And so whilst I look good, I certainly could have built even more muscle if I did the right things. I wasted years of my training, years of my life with just
Me too, man.
Just a couple of mistakes. There is a few mistakes I made which literally has slowed my progress down by years. You want to know what the first major one was? I unfortunately believed, listened, and trusted the fitness YouTubers that were around at the time. I saw these dickheads, and you probably see them as well, who were telling you not to bulk and instead...
Okay. Now, those of you who are new here, once again, you might not know this, but Hamza does watch this channel. You can see in the video I mentioned earlier, the bulking cycle video, he comments, not a lot here, but he's left multiple comments saying how he's learned from me, how ab anxiety helped him, how he sort of started taking bulking more seriously, all that type of thing. And he doesn't really talk about other YouTubers much, but he is somebody that does watch this channel. So keep that in mind too, guys. I'm not saying that just to beat my chest, but he has learned from my channel. And I think the first video was because I criticized his push-pull legs routine. That's got a lot of views. And a lot of people still talk about that one.
They're telling you to do what's called Maingaining. Main gain, gaintenance, whatever the fuck. Who is it who says this shit?
Not gaintenance, gaintaining's another one. Okay, I think this is about to be the point where the video gets controversial, because I think he's about to say he doesn't know who Doucette is, I think.
It's a really popular YouTuber, like he's like an old bodybuilder, he's got like anabolic diet. We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch his video, I'm not even trying to disrespect him, I genuinely don't remember his name or anything.
Alright guys, do we think that Hamza does not know who Doucette is? Do you guys buy that? What do we think? Do you think he actually doesn't know who he is? Because Hamza does not edit his own videos, right? So it's not like he's the one making this clip together. Are we buying that? What do you think? I don't know. Let's continue, though.
I don't watch fitness YouTube videos, but there's people out there.
You watch mine, though.
Right now that for a long time have been telling young men not to bulk. I think.
Okay, this is interesting now because this editing's a little more spruced up than mine is, but I do the same thing in my videos, man, right? I have the thing where I will show all these thumbnails whenever he says to do this and that and all these other things, right? Let's move this right here, okay. So, get some pretty good overlap so far, right? From what I've said into what he's going to be saying now. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There it is.
Kino Body says this, you know, like these fucking like fitness influencers essentially tell you.
Oh, Kino Body. Oh my god. The Kino cells are brutal, dude.
Not to bulk, not to gain weight, not to get stronger. You know, they say this bullshit of like how to gain muscle and...
If I'm not mistaken, Kino Body does lean bulk or advocates for it, doesn't he? I think he does, I could be wrong.
Lose fat at the same time. They say this, and it's such a fucking scam, and I believed it.
Hamza, you're swearing a lot, dude.
It's funny for us, it's not for you.
And it took me...
Oh no. Oh, dude, I haven't listened to this guy's voice in so long. Oh, God.
years to realize that I was scammed by these guys. You want to know the tip, bro? The single most important thing for you to do to build muscle, it's not to main gain, it's not to do this shit. You know what it is? Bulk. The single most important thing for you to do is to bulk. And especially if you are currently right now not the body weight that you want to be. So
sounds familiar.
let's say you started like me and you started like a skinny guy. I started at 140 pounds, right? Or even 130, right? 130 pounds and I was cutting or eating at maintenance volume because these dickheads were telling me you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. You know what I realize now? If you have a low body weight, you need to bulk because you need to up the body weight to become like a man of respectable size and strength and mass. So if right now you are at a body weight that doesn't seem respectable, and what I would say respectable for a man, at least above 180 pounds. Now, yeah, this can change, but generally...
Yeah, depending on height. How much does Hamza weigh? Does anybody know? I'm not entirely sure.
If you're like an average height guy, like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", you should aim for like 180, which is way heavier than most people would actually get to. And if you're
That's pretty thick.
taller, like I am, I'm 6'1" and about 190 pounds.
Okay, so Hamza's 6'1" and he's 190 pounds. I am 5'10" and about 190 pounds. Okay.
To go up to like 220, 230, 240 pounds. You want to be thick as a guy. Now, certainly it's nice to be like shredded and aesthetic, that's nice. But to look good lean, you need to first bulk up heavy. And this isn't to say that you should dirty bulk or, you know, to eat shit. Because that's the second reason why I didn't gain much muscle. Because I ate a lot of shit during my...
5 reasons why you cannot gain muscle. Maingaining, eating... Well, yeah, eating bad food is... People go at me because I've said before, guys, like, you know... I've advocated, if this is something that's feasible for you, eat largely the same things on a daily basis or close to it, just for simplicity's sake. And some people were like, I could never do that. I gotta change it up all the time. Do whatever you want to, but primarily you're thinking about, like, whole foods and such. Regardless of what you're eating.
bulk. That is a major problem. So there is a minefield for you to navigate if you're looking at fitness YouTubers, because there's the dickheads who are telling you to not bulk, don't cut, maintaining, main gaining. And obviously they say this because it gets more likes to tell people like, yo, you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Whoa. So there's these people. But then on the other hand, there's the hardcore bulk enthusiasts, which you see these dickheads eating Krispy Kreme donuts and telling you, yeah, just get the calories in, bro, just get the calories. So who do you trust? This was my problem.
Wasn't it Rich Piana years ago when he was still alive? I guess, obviously. Wouldn't he eat, like, an entire tub of Ben & Jerry's before bed? Do you remember he was doing bigger by the day? He was eating, like, a whole box of Cocoa Pebbles and Ben & Jerry's on top of all the gear he was doing. Oh, my God. But Rich Piana, though, keep in mind, guys, he was not built like you and me.
But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
That sound effect was way too delayed, Stream Deck. Come on.
Problem. So when I finally escaped from these guys telling me not to bulk, and I started to bulk, I started watching the dirty bulkers and thought that it was a really good idea to eat, you know, an extra 500 calories, 1,000 calories, eating shit, ice cream, because if it fits your macros, I felt like shit, my lifts didn't even go up, I felt sick, and I gained extra body fat. The critique that I have to these dirty bulk guys, which no one has ever said in the fitness industry before, calories are not the same. Even macros are not the same. Protein and protein is not the same.
That is... I've talked about that before, guys. I've talked about micronutrient profiles and omega-3s and certain types of things like that. That really bothers the if it fits your macros guys. They get really... They're like, what are you talking about, bro? But, again, it's not... It's pretty obvious stuff.
The same. You do realize that people don't ever say this, right? People think that if something has the same macros, it's the same thing. It's not. 30 grams of protein from whey protein will build you more muscle than 30 grams of protein from some bullshit like vegan protein soy or some shit.
Oh, the vegans, they'll be here in a second. Give them time.
It literally has a different impact on your body, even though the macro is still 30 grams. 100 grams of carbs from ice cream compared to 100 grams of carbs from potatoes will change your body composition. You will gain more fat, even if it's the same calories. No one online says this, and it pisses me off. All you've got to do is look at one nutritional lecture, and you'll know this forever. These simpleton YouTubers don't know this. This is probably the first time you've ever heard someone criticize the calories in, calories out. Any dickhead who I see just said, oh...
Man, he's going off right now. Yeah, I believe the same thing, man. I would say if you took 2 diets of, say, the same calories, and I've said before, guys, you cannot track them 100%, but take 2 diets, say they're both 3,000 estimated calories, and the first one has a good amount of junk food in it, a lot of processed stuff. If you're consuming, you know, fast food all the time, all kinds of, like, processed oils and stuff, versus the same calories per se, but it's whole foods based, right? Healthy fats, animal fats, whole protein sources, right? You'd have a hard time convincing me that the latter person is not going to have a better body composition at the end of that. I know that might bother some of you, but...
Just calories in it. I'm just thinking, bro, you don't even know. You've literally not even done a single bit of research on this. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm not even some like clever scientist, but if anyone is telling you to eat a Krispy Kreme donut for 300 calories instead of eating potatoes for 300 calories, and they're telling you that your body's gonna look the same and you will feel the same and you will perform the same, they're scamming you. They're literally scamming you. You know why? Because it gets more clicks. Fucking dickhead bodybuilder like this.
I will say, I think for the most part, the eating ice cream and donuts thing, I think that's just more a matter of guys who can't get in the food and they just have to eat easy things, right? So cheap calories, if you want to call it that, which I don't recommend doing. If you're really young and you want to throw down some ice cream now and then, it's like whatever, but that's not a good habit. So yeah, I get what he's saying for sure.
And people are clicking on it because it's like, whoa, he gets to eat whatever he wants. Whoa, amazing. They get more views. Because the athlete these days that tells people, oh, look at my diet, I just eat chicken and rice and stuff. That's...
By athlete, do you just mean a guy who exercises? Because I bothered a lot of people with that too. You're not an athlete just because you lift.
Seen as an eating disorder. The athlete who eats clean is now seen as the guy with an eating disorder. And now the modern day people who just want to go and gain weight and them out.
I will say that's a pretty good point. The ED topic is very tricky because, you know, there's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of people that have suffered from it. Some people maybe think they have and they haven't. But you do see a lot of guys now. You guys might have noticed this. You notice how a lot of these like bodybuilding influencers, they eat like kids? Doucette's a good example. That dude, he pours Splenda on stuff and he's having ice cream and pancakes and French toast, right? And I'm not to say you can't have that at all ever. But a lot of these guys, they really do. They eat, I mean, they're eating like sugary cereals all the time. And I've done this in the past, guys. I'm not exempt. That's something I've done a lot in the past year or two. I've kind of cleaned up my diet more so. And I think the results have shown. But a lot of these fitness influencers, they like their sugar, dude. They do. He's not wrong.
Like women I see in the fitness industry who are like, I'm gonna gain weight this year. Look at me, I'm eating donuts. And all the other girls are like, whoa, my God.
Oh, so now he's going at Stephanie Buttermore? Oh my God, dude.
Guys, whoa, you're so empowering. Stop eating shit.
My girlfriend's about to text me. Oh my God, Stephanie Buttermore.
You will feel like shit, you will perform like shit, but you'll get more views on YouTube. That's why they do this. They do this and they ruin their health and they'll ruin your health because they'll get more money from you. Because being a guy who tells you, yep, eat clean, it's not as sexy. The second reason why you're not making enough muscle, you're eating shit food. When you eat shit food,
Did anybody notice how the S word is being censored, but he said the F word cleanly a few times?
You gain more body fat. Even if it's the same calories, you gain more body fat, because if you have that ice cream today, your performance in the gym tomorrow is going to go down. Of course it is. You're going to feel more lethargic, your insulin's spiking up, you feel tired, you're going to end up spending more time on the couch after you've ate some shit food. Usually shit food is also coupled heavily with some instant gratification activity. You get the shit food whilst you watch something for an hour and you're sat there not burning any calories, or you're playing some video games and you're eating the shit food coping and saying, oh yeah, 100 grams of carbs.
Dude, what is this? Oh my god, dude, who is drawing these things? Oh my god.
So don't do this to yourself. Eating shit food will not only add to your body fat percentage, but it will also reduce, not increase, reduce your lifts. But that being said,
alright man, you're getting kind of redundant, come on.
you can still have a treat, but it's important to have a treat, like let's say some dessert. It's important to have that without any coping. After I record another 3 videos today, so I've already recorded 4. Once I record another 3, and I've done 7 videos this morning. I've almost done a week's worth of work at 9 a.m. We're all gonna go celebrate. My friend Sam is here, I've got my girl here. We're gonna go get pancakes after this. I'm not gonna get those pancakes.
Alright, let's skip ahead.
The third reason why you're not gaining enough muscle is your testosterone's probably too low. The majority of men have low testosterone levels.
A lot of them do, and you can use code revival25 at trylgc.com/revival to get your own at-home hormone test. Shameless plug.
Maybe the reason why is because your cortisol hormone is spiked up because you're in, a big state of stress. Maybe you've got trauma and that's like a long-term state of stress. Maybe your job or your studies is really stressful. Maybe it's that you've been under-eating. Maybe it's that you've been eating shit food like sugar and that's been reducing your testosterone. Another point of the previous one, these dickheads who tell you to eat Krispy Kreme donuts and cereal and stuff, and when you eat sugar, it decreases your testosterone. Literally, people don't realize, like...
I'm not sure how much that's directly correlated, sugar and testosterone. I don't know.
Eating shit food, even if it's the same calories, it will lead to more fat and less muscle because of another issue, like reducing your testosterone levels. So you need to figure out what it is for you to increase your testosterone to reverse this. I've done a couple of videos on that.
Nick, finally, you're here, dude.
I'll have linked right now. The fourth reason that I can think of whilst you're not gaining enough muscle, you're simply not training hard enough. There's an experiment that you can...
Well, Schmucky the Clown would agree with that one. And I've talked about before, guys, I think most people need less volume than they think they do because... they're doing like, oh, I keep 4 reps in the tank and all this stuff. It's like, you can still grow that way, but, okay, we'll see what he says.
Go and try if you want, and I spoke about this on my second channel. So I have a second YouTube channel if you've not seen. It's not as big as this one, but I post quite like unfiltered, just, videos of me just walking around talking about something that's in my mind. This channel's called Hamza Unfiltered, and there's a video I posted.
Did he just say Hamza? That is so British, dude.
Which is where I spoke about doing just 1 set per workout, per exercise. You know what you're used to.
Whoa, is Hamza on the Mike Menser train? He's doing 1 set to failure and then he's done? Oh, I did not know that. We'll see how he expands on this.
Is you go to the gym and you do 3 sets of bench press, then you do 3 sets of incline press, then you do this and this and this and this, right? What I realized was that when you do these high volume workouts and you do an exercise for 3 sets or 5 sets, you leave a lot of your intensity in the bag. Like, you don't use it because you know that you've got more to give. So there's an experiment that you can go and try to see if you're training hard enough. For just 1 workout, literally just sacrifice 1 workout to see this, and it'll help you for the rest of your training career. Go in and just do 1 set per exercise and tell yourself you can only do this 1 set, then you have to move on. Once you tell yourself that, tell yourself to go as hard as you possibly can. I'm not saying, as heavy. Grab like a nice moderate weight and everything, 10 to 15 reps, whatever. Go for the good rep range. And then when it gets tough and you're at failure and you really want to drop the weight because it's painful, keep going. Remind yourself that this is the only set that you have. Keep going. Push through it. There's going to be a time.
That's a brutal time to pause the video, but I get what he's saying. I would say for me, this is pretty organic at this point. Like, I don't have to consciously be like, harder, all this stuff, right? I kind of do that organically. I take things pretty much to 1 rep in reserve, maybe 0 if it's a smaller movement you can fail totally safely. I know what he means, though, because a lot of guys do sandbag their training. If you guys don't know, that's a wrestling term. Sandbag means, like, you don't try. Like, you don't really put your full effort into it. So, I get what he's saying, but 1 set per exercise... I would not tell you to do that.
You really can't push anymore, but you can. You don't realize it. When you get stuck here, what you can do is push literally and try and push it millimeter by millimeter. Every little bit, millimeter by millimeter. Just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Get the rep, boom, then go for another rep. Go slow, go.
Okay, Hamza, if you're at the point where your reps are literally going millimeter by millimeter, you're not going to get another rep. That bar is going to drop. Also, too, if you're doing something like a bench press or a squat or a deadlift, something that's like heavy compound style, you do not want to be taking those to absolute failure. A lot of you guys have seen the shorts. A lot of you guys don't even know how to use freaking safety arms properly. You guys are going to be dropping bench presses on your neck. It's like, I'm getting an extra millimeter.
Go slow, push. You're stuck here, just push. Literally, you've only got this set, don't let go. You've literally just got this set, don't pussy around. You've got this set, just keep pushing, don't drop it. You've literally just got this one set and you've got to move on. Don't fucking sacrifice it, keep going.
Okay, he said the P word and the F word, but the S word was censored. I don't understand.
Keep going. You're literally there for like 10 seconds. It's fucking painful. This is the worst, most painful set that you've ever had in your entire life. Drop it. That was a 10 out of 10 intensity. And guess what? If you ask yourself, was that 10 out of 10? You'll probably be like, you know what? That was more like 8.5, 9. I probably could have held it for another 10 seconds. Now you know what a 10 out of 10 intensity feels like. Ask yourself then, what intensity you're normally training at. Because if that is a 9 and you could have like held it a bit more to make it a 10. That one where you just... and you put it down, that's probably like a 6. You're training at a 6 out of 10 intensity. Now, you don't need to get 10 out of 10 all the time because it's very fatiguing, but you do want to get to about 7.5, 8 out of 10 for most sets if you really want to build muscle. Bro, hypertrophy, to build muscle, you've got to tear your fucking muscle. You've got to tear it. It's...
I hate the word. Well, he said hypertrophy. I hate all of it. Guys, are we optimizing myofibula? Hold on. Yes, hello? I'm here to optimize myofibular hypertrophy. Quick appearance from PubMed. We're optimizing myofibular hypertrophy. Alright, let's get back to it.
Deeply painful. If you do a set and you don't have this like painful, terrified look on your face, like, you're probably not gaining that much muscle, honestly. You're probably not training that hard. You've got to push to that level of
Hamza's out here doing hip thrusts.
Intensity, and not all the time, but you should have the capability to go to like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10, and then maybe taper it down for most of your sets. Do a 7.5 or an 8. Never under a 7, for example. But a lot of guys, you want to...
I'd say the only time you'd go under... So he's basically talking about RPE, rate of perceived exertion. I'd say the only time you should be under 7 RPE is during a deload. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I know why you're probably not building muscle. Honestly, and you won't like to hear this. No man would ever want to hear this, bro. You're probably training like a little bitch. You're probably training like a pussy. You're probably training at about a 4 out of 10 intensity, which you call more like an 8, but it's a 4. Now, if you're so certain I'm not talking about you, aren't you? You're thinking, oh yeah, he's talking about someone else. How about you try this? How about you go to the gym tomorrow, whatever workout it is, and limit yourself to 1 set. Do that 1 fucking gruntful set. I promise you'll drop it and think, that was
Ladies and gentlemen, we have almost 500 live viewers in here. And we have, how many likes do we have? Not enough. Like the video.
Actually about an 8. I could have kept that going for another 30 seconds. That would have been a 10 if I kept it going. This was an 8 and it was deeply fucking painful. That means so far, I've probably been...
Bro, this guy is... Did his videos get demonetized for how much he's swearing? This is like blowing my mind.
Doing like 5 out of 10 intensity for all my sets. No wonder I'm struggling with making muscle. Once you do this, you'll also realize that you never needed this much volume to begin with. You know, most workouts do like 15, 20 sets per workout. When you do this and you fucking grunt and you're like, okay, that was an 8 and you want to go for 8 out of 10.
We're going to skip ahead a little bit.
The 5th reason that you're probably not building muscle, you probably would think it's that you're not sleeping enough. Sleep is important for testosterone and muscle. But the truth is that a lot of guys who are jacked actually don't even sleep that well. You know, everyone's going to disagree with this. No, Hamza, sleep is really vital. Hear my argument, right? There's student bodybuilders, you know, guys who are in university, who party, who take drugs, who drink, who go to sleep at like 2 a.m. I was one of them. And still build an okay amount of muscle. Now, yeah, you can say that...
I'd say the younger you are, the more that you can get away with that, yeah. Even so, though, I've talked about this before, guys. A lot of you guys don't realize how many of your general friends in high school and college are taking PEDs. You taking anything, bro? No. They are. Like, man, dude, bro, you eat like crap and you never sleep. How are you getting stronger and bigger? Do the math.
They've got noob gains, but some of them are pretty jacked whilst they're like, you know, you can imagine the college frat boy who's drinking alcohol and going to sleep at like 4 a.m, sleeping for like 3 hours before he needs to wake up, and they're still building some muscle. So I don't think sleep is like as important as we say it is, but there's actually some...
I don't know if you would call this a red herring or a straw man, but just because you can build muscle on low sleep, I mean, you're going to build more if you do sleep more, so it's kind of a... I don't know.
Something that I think is more important than that, which is kind of common sense, but it's progressive overload in the right way. Now, to build muscle, what you need to do is take the muscle to failure, and then the muscle gets recovered and it gets...
You don't have to take it to failure now.
Stronger. Then the next time you hit the muscle again, you need to take it to failure like you did last time, but then do a bit more because now the muscle is stronger. So this is why you need to like use more weights as time goes on to get the same kind of stimulus. You know, the first time you went to failure on bench press, you may have just used the empty bar for 8 reps. And now to get your chest to failure, you might need to use 60 kilograms or 100 kilograms for 8 reps. But once you get to a certain point, obviously, you know,
put in the chat, guys, what are you guys benching right now? I don't care if it's pounds, kilos, reps, 1RM. Put in the chat, what are you guys benching right now? I want to see where you guys are.
gains slow down, the progressive overload slows down. And this is about 1 to 2 to 3 years in for a lot of people. This is when most people's gains slow down, and I realized what I did wrong here. My progressive overload programming, like, you know, how to increase the weight, was just all over the place. I had no system to follow exactly what to do, like no protocol, which meant that it was quite based on my emotions. I'd come in and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do 105 kg this time, and I'd use it for like maybe 4 reps, and it'd be like, yeah, is that progressive overload? My reps went down. Who knows, right? It's just all over the place. So what I've realized, which is common sense for a lot of people, but it wasn't for me, what you need to do to progressively overload is choose the exercise first of all. Let's say flat bench press. Then choose the rep range that you're going to use this exercise for. So for example, you'll choose 10 to 15. If you want to build muscle, 10 to 15 is usually the best. A lot of people say 8 to 12. All of the
talking about on my 8 to 12 rep range there, Hamza, huh?
dickheads who are trying to sell you their strength programs will tell you 5 reps and stuff. That could be number 6. The 6th reason why you're not building muscle is because you're training for strength. If you really want to build muscle, don't do anything underneath 8 reps.
Nothing underneath 8 reps? Oh boy. Okay, are we gonna have to explain, guys, how size and strength aren't like extremely different entities? You have to get bigger to get stronger and vice versa. Alright, we're on a slippery slope here. Let's see what happens.
And even 8 reps is actually a little bit too heavy. A lot of guys are
8 reps a little bit too heavy? No, it's not.
doing like powerlifting, expecting to look like bodybuilders. If you want to build like a bodybuilder, if you want to build like an attractive, aesthetic body, lots of muscle, you need to use like the lower rep range. Oh, but this bodybuilder you used to train his strength too. Okay, but still, if you're focusing on hypertrophy, if you're focusing on muscle gain, not strength, but muscle gain, you want to look good, you need to choose a higher rep range. And even 8 I found is like very heavy, even for compounds, honestly. I found the sweet spot is the 10 to 15 rep range. If you do the 10 to 15, just give it a try and you'll be like, fuck, like I can see the growth a couple of weeks from now. So
no correlation. By the way, guys, have fun doing... Well, I guess he wants you to do it. Okay, let's apply this advice. Next time you go in the gym, guys, well, I'm sarcastically saying this. Go do 1 set of deadlifts for 15 reps and do it until the bar is grinding to a halt. You're going to be crawling out of that gym, dude. You're going to be sitting there like...
So you've chosen the exercise, you chose the rep range for that exercise. What you do is you first pick a weight that you assume you could probably hit for 15 reps. So this is just to find out what weight to use. Let's say I've taken a lot of time from the gym and I'm like, okay, I could probably comfortably hit 60 kilograms for 15, let's see. So I do 60 kilograms for 15 reps. Yeah, it was pretty good stimulus. I could probably go heavier next time. Then what I do is once I know what I could hit for 15 reps, I then reset back to 10 reps with a heavier weight. So now I'll...
So that looks like double progression, basically. Pretty standard.
Do 65 kilograms for 10 reps. Yeah, that was kind of easy. Let's do that now next week for 11 reps, 12 reps, 13, 14, 15. And eventually you will get to the point where you're actually being deeply challenged by this rep range. So you've set the weight now based on what you could do anywhere between 10 to 15 reps. And it's just about starting at the lower rep range, building it up to 15, increasing the weight, reducing it back down to 10 reps, going up back up to 15 again, increasing the weight, back down to 10 reps, up to 15, boom. What I found is obsessively trying to add more weight to the bar every workout makes your progressive overload go to shit. This is what power...
If you're a novice, you can absolutely add weight to the bar every workout. I have a lot of my novices, they will add 10 pounds to their squats and deadlifts is when we're starting out. They'll add 10 pounds a week. Because they can. Right? Like, why? Because they can. It's that simple. You get to the level I'm at, me adding weight to the bar every single week, if you throw in a new exercise, something you haven't done in a while, yeah, you probably could because you're readapting to it. But yeah, you're going to get to a point where a sticking point, so to speak, where you're not just going to be able to keep adding weight every single week. Well, that's why you can do periodization, percentages. I talk about 5-3-1, add in more accessory movements. So there's a lot of ways around that.
Lifters and weightlifters do, and I don't think it's smart. I think the way better thing to progressively overload with is reps. I think it's nice having a quite broad...
Do you think powerlifters don't overload their rep ranges either?
rep range 10 to 15, and it takes maybe a month to go through the 10 to 15. Sometimes for a lot of people, you know, especially as you get like later on in your training career, it can take months to go from 10 to 15, and then you increase the weight. When you're chasing reps instead of weights, it's actually so much better in my opinion in terms of hypertrophy for muscle building than it is to stay at the exact same rep. Okay, I'm doing 5 reps for every set, and then you're trying to increase the weight slightly. The issue with focusing,
I don't know how much better adding reps would be. Tangibly speaking, adding weight would give you more overall growth, you would think, right? Because if you could keep adding weight, you would do that. But it just gets to a point for most people you simply can't. You could get microplates or something, but most gyms are going to cap out at what? The smallest plate they're going to have is 2.5 pounds each side, which is what, 1.1 or 2 kg, I think?
on extra weight as your progressive overload variable is that you can add the weight and still do the movement, but what you may end up doing is add by 1.25 kg or 2.5 kg, and then you end up just making the movement 0.2 seconds faster, and that helps you a bit. You could end up just taking off a centimeter off the range of motion, and that could help you. When you
take a centimeter off the range of motion,
add weight to the bar, I think that actually makes the progressive overload
I think he just spit.
weird and actually like harder to calculate. I think it's so much better going for reps of a weight that feels quite comfortable to you. Change the reps, not the weight. And when you've hit like the maximum
You should be changing both when and as much as you can.
number of reps in this rep range, then increase the weight. One final point I'll give you is like bonus number 6. The reason why you're not making muscle, which I briefly mentioned, is that you're training for strength instead of muscle. Now you
Ooh, all right, here we go.
may have seen powerlifter propaganda where they've told you that muscle and strength are correlated, so you may as well train for strength. Correlation does not equal cause. Muscle growth comes from hypertrophic rep range, and yeah, if you train for some strength, you
What the hell is even that?
Question. If you're going to get stronger, say you're only doing 5 reps, if you don't increase the size of your muscles once you get your technique kind of sorted out, how are you going to keep adding weight to the bar? You're going to have to get bigger muscles. The bigger a muscle is, the more strength potential it has by default. Now, the thing is, I know guys are, but some Olympic weightlifter is 150 pounds and he overhead snatches this much, or, the UF powerlifter guy is 150 and benches 400. It's like, I know, guys. There's some rare outliers, but for the overwhelming majority of people, they're very, very closely linked. And even for the genetic freaks, the bigger muscles they get, the stronger they're going to get. Like, having bigger muscles is not going to negatively affect strength. And getting stronger in low rep ranges is not going to somehow make you less hypertrophic. You see what I mean? Like, the way people try to split these two entities is just like, I don't know, dude.
You may get some bits of muscle, but if you care mostly or solely for muscle gain, if you want to look good, if you want to look muscular, you need to train in like the muscle building rep range. People say it starts from 8, and it probably does, but 8 still builds like too much strength in my opinion. It's too
8 reps builds too much strength?
heavy to maximize your muscle growth. 10 to 15, even 4 compound lifts seems the best case scenario. Maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't do 10 to 15 rep range for squats. It's too like cardio, you feel kind of tired and not with your quads. So maybe I'd do like 8 to 10 for...
Oh, Hamza's like a fellow long calf haver. Yeah, 10 to 15 on squats. Well, dude, do you see what I mean though? Right, he just said 10 to 15 is best. And that's the muscle building rep range, but then he's like, oh, well, actually, squats, that's too much cardio. It's like, well, then the same's going to apply for bench and stuff. And I get what he means because squats are more full body, kind of lung taxing, I suppose, but you're getting up to 15 reps, man. I mean, you can still make gains there, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like, dude, if you think there's going to be a tangible difference in doing sets of 8 on or any exercise, primarily, let's say compounds, right? Say you're doing squats. If you think there's going to be a huge difference between doing sets of 8 versus sets of, split the difference, say 13, 12 or 13, if you keep the RPE or RIR consistent, I really don't think so.
For squats, for example. The 10 to 15 I have personally found is the absolute sweet spot for most movements to build muscle. The powerlifter propaganda that's out on the internet right now is so rampant. This is like the original like multi-level marketing scam where these fat powerlifters only care about the big 3 lifts, and they'll tell every young guy to lift the big 3 lifts. And
powerlifting is a multi-level marketing scam? Dude, powerlifting doesn't sell anything. Most of the free programs online you find are powerlifting programs. Stronglifts, starting strength, ice cream fitness. Most of them are 5x5 or 3x5 based. I don't know how powerlifting is a multi-level marketing scheme. Dude, most of the bodybuilding has way more multi-level marketing and scam type stuff in it. The aesthetics community, way more scammy than the powerlifting community. Because the powerlifting community, most of them, here, I'll show you guys what most powerlifters look like. This is powerlifters right here, okay? When you look like this, and I'm being facetious, obviously, right? Higher body fat. You know how some guys look like this, though, right? They're just all caked up and stuff, and then... But, like, when you look like this, when you look like Mark Ripito, it's hard to really con people, because they're not really interested in what you look like, you know what I mean? But, thanks, shout out to Squidward, but let's keep going. Wait, where's the video? Where is it? There it is.
They'll ask you like what your 1 rep max is. To look good, to be a bodybuilder, you don't need to know your 1 rep max. You don't need to test it. You don't need to do 3 rep sets. You don't need to do 5x5 starting strength. Any bullshit program that's for strength. You need to train for hypertrophy. You need to do 10 to 15 reps, maybe 10 to 20, maybe 15 to 20 for some smaller exercises. And literally just go.
I mean, you guys, listen, if you're a novice in the gym, you will get very good gains on a... I don't really recommend strong lifts because it's too bare bones. But a template that's based around sets of 5, you're going to grow from it. Like, guys, if you think you're not going to optimize hypertrophy on 5 reps, you're not going to for your entire life. But as a base building program, say sets of 5, and then you do higher reps for some of the stuff, you'll be fine.
Up the rep range every workout if possible. Scroll down to the description of this video and there's a link to get 7 free workout routines that will make you look good. These have been optimized to actually build a muscle, not strength. You'll
Hamza, are they optimizing myofibular hypertrophy though?
Actually look sexy, while also the fat powerlifters are complaining and asking you what your 1 rep max is, and you're taking them with him. Fuck it.
I think you'd be surprised how many guys who train for solely hypertrophy and aesthetics, a lot of them don't even like women. But you guys might be surprised too, because the thing is, a lot of conflating opinions on this, but the reason powerlifters look fat a lot of the time is simply because they're bulking all the time, because that's advantageous to their performance. But you guys can see a lot of time when powerlifters finally do cut down, and maybe they up their mirror muscle work, so to speak, they mog bodybuilders a lot of the time. Because their back is thicker, their legs are thicker. You guys see this all the time, right? There will be dudes, the aesthetic, the Ziz bras. You know, they got the Athlete X thing. It's like, okay, their chest is defined, they got some biceps, some shoulder, but you turn them to the side, Ticonderoga pencil syndrome. They have no legs, right? All this stuff. So I think a lot of guys would be surprised. I know it's fun to roast powerlifters, but a lot of powerlifters, if they finally lean out, and there are some powerlifters that watch this channel, you can see their profiles, they're very big. Like, they're jacked. Like, they're aesthetic, too. So those things are not mutually exclusive. But, alright, so it looks like this video is over from Hamza. And, oh boy, here we go. Oh no. It's time, guys. It's time to enter the vortex. Hold on, where is he? Where is he? Okay. Oh, but guys, you ready? You guys ready? It's time to get back on the unicycle, kids, because we're going to the circus. I should have installed some circus music. Ah, darn it. Oh boy. All right. I need to get a drink of milk first, guys. Oh boy. All right, guys, let's do a quick recap. We're at 520 live viewers. How many likes? Hold on, let me refresh this page. How many likes do we have? We have 231 likes, guys. We need to surpass at least 300 likes. All right, guys, I need to see 300 likes in here. We're going to take little quick break here. So while we wait for the likes to pile in, let's look at some memes, shall we? You guys ever see these dudes in the gym, the SARM goblins? Quick note too, guys, I finally got this live streaming set up. So we're going to do the worst of the gym tournament live to get live voting. I know I've been milking that out for months at this point. I apologize for that, but I rushed through this. Guys, I'll tell you what, I skipped training today to do this because I spent all day learning this software, setting this stuff up, all this stuff, right? It is squat day, so I'm a good bro. I'm still a bro at heart. I'm going to skip squats, but I'll go tomorrow. It's all good. All right. All right, guys, here we go. It is time to enter the circus. All right, let's see.
He's like an old bodybuilder. He's got like anabolic diet. We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch his video.
And so he quite
Oh no.
literally says, I don't watch his videos. Yet he speaks about what I say in my videos.
Bro, I mentioned this earlier. This dude is like sitting in a supplement factory at this point. Okay, let's count the sups, guys. Creatine, pre-pump, liver support, Perilite, I guess that's protein, ashwagandha. Oh, that's that. Oh, dude, I need to make a video about those Kyriakos bars. They're complete garbage. There's like 30 ingredients in those. Okay, can't see the rest of this, but oh yeah, you can see that Schmucky has the hair transplant. Might need redone soon. You can kind of tell. Looks like little ant feet there. All right, let's continue.
Last I checked, if you haven't watched my videos, you can't tell the people what I'm saying.
He can't tell them what you're saying because he watches my videos. So he knows what you have been saying.
Coach Greg, and in today's video, Hamza calls out Coach Greg. He called out the wrong guy. You've seen my response videos in the past. Do I ever lose them? And
Pretty much unanimously all the time, yeah.
so the video is called 5 Biggest Reasons You Can't Gain Muscle. And in the video, he blames Coach Greg. My videos, the ones on YouTube.
Oh my god, dude. Guys, we're 40 seconds in. Oh my god.
Of which he hasn't watched. Gonna prove to you. And so by the end of the video, you're gonna say, Hamza, you got it wrong. Yo, Coach Greg, an apology. Please go watch his videos.
You notice how he does that little plant there? Because, you know, his audience are a bunch of, like we just saw, SARMs goblins.
You're gonna see by the end of the video that Coach Greg is right and Hamza is wrong.
And they're like, okay, Coach Greg, right, Hamza wrong.
Because you're in fact telling people the opposite of what I'm saying.
I think I've built a pretty good physique. Here's some good pictures of me. I've been on this journey now for about 8 years.
Oh, we're gonna have to watch the same. Oh, we're gonna have to watch this back again. Oh, I should have thought this through better. I'm sorry.
I've watched his videos and he does have an amazing physique.
Amazing. I mean, you know, right, again. Dude, this guy just goes whatever direction. He has an amazing... Dude, if Hamza had 5 more pounds of body fat, he would call him fat. He'd be like, hey, look at him, he's very obese.
Far above average. And so I do think he's a guy that represents walking the walk and talking the talk. Unfortunately, he got this one wrong.
I saw these dickheads, and you probably see them as well, who are telling you not to bulk, and instead they're telling you to do what's called Maingaining.
I thought I was just a manlet. Now I'm a dickhead.
Yes.
Oh, heavens forbid.
Who is it who says this shit? It's a really popular YouTuber, like he's like an old bodybuilder. He's got like anabolic diet.
Oh, he's an old bodybuilder. 47 last I checked. Not that old. It's not as old as Grandma Josephine. She's 98.
We'll have a picture of him up on the screen. I don't watch his video.
And so
What is with Greg with the soy face? He's like,
he quite literally says, I don't watch his videos. Yet he's...
Greg, you just put this in the intro. Well, not Greg. It's Editor Seeth. Editor Seeth, your mark ass. Dude, you just put this in the intro less than 2 minutes ago. You don't need to put something in the intro that is in the first half of the video that everybody's going to see. Editor Seeth, you know he's watching this, dude.
Speaks about what I say in my videos. Last I checked, if you haven't watched my videos, you can't tell the people what I'm saying. And so he's showing video after video of videos I've done, but he hasn't watched them. And so do you really think he doesn't know my name?
Say my name.
I could understand him mispronouncing
It's a good use of that meme. I'll give you credit, Editor Seeth.
it, saying Greg Doucette, Greg Douche, Greg Douchebag. But you at least know it's freaking Coach Greg. Does anyone think a guy with over 1 million followers making YouTube videos for a living doesn't know Coach Greg? Come on!
There's people out there right now that...
I thought Greg was going to refer to himself there, and he refers to... Oh my god, dude. We're in 6th grade again, guys. God damn it.
For a long time, have been telling young men not to bulk.
Yeah, I tell young men not to bulk if they're already fat.
All right. This is gonna get good.
If you're already fat, you've already bulked. You don't need to bulk again. On the other hand,
Okay, so maybe I prematurely paused this, but he has not given us an answer of what fat is. Once again, we have seen his old thing, if you can't see your abs, you're fat. So, alright, the Doucette fans will literally argue that. Well, if you're over 15%, you're medically overweight. This is a fact. It's like, dude.
I've quite literally made videos
How many times is he going to say quite literally, dude?
saying exactly when you should bulk.
Watch the Maingaining nuke. He's probably going to start gaslighting now. Just watch it. I have all this stuff in there.
If you're very lean, single-digit body fat, you don't have enough energy, you're not
Yeah, right. You see, a weight that's healthy for you, that extremely vague, doesn't really mean anything.
eating enough, you need to go on a bulk. I've literally listed people. For example, Tristan Lee, Jeff Cavalier. I stated, these guys should bulk up. They
Yeah, because they're 5% body fat. Once again, not a single person watching Greg Doucette, besides these two, are 5% body fat. That's like less than 0.01% of the planet, man. I get, dude, he's doing the same thing he always does. Oh, if you're Chris Bumstead off the Olympia stage, you need to bulk.
should eat more. I have the videos. Why didn't you watch them, Hamza? Why didn't you watch them?
Fitness influencers essentially tell you not to bulk, not to gain weight, not to get stronger.
Really? I'm a world champion powerlifter and bodybuilder. Do you really think I made videos saying, hey people, what you should avoid doing is getting stronger? Never try to increase your strength. You know why? Because progressive overload, training harder than last time, that is a mistake. That is a recipe for disaster. Why would anyone want to get stronger? I've in fact done the opposite. I continually preach that people train like pussies. They're not training hard enough. You need to train.
What is even going on at this point, dude? Like, this guy is just... Ugh. Like, how did we even get to this point, dude?
Harder than last time. How hard? Harder than the time before. So if anything, you could criticize me for encouraging people to work out too hard.
You know what's interesting? Record-setting powerlifter, bodybuilder, kinesiology masters Greg Doucette. Hamza is just a general gym bro, and he had more nuance about RPE and RIR than this guy gives. Like, does that doesn't tell you exactly where we are at this point? I mean, dude, seriously.
Oh, that coach Greg, he keeps saying you should train harder than last time. I don't think people should do that. I think it's a bad idea. You should leave 3 reps in reserve. Don't push yourself. Central nervous system, it can't recover. That guy's on HRT, admittedly.
And it took me years
I don't think Hamza didn't even say that, did he?
to realize that I was scammed by these guys. You want to know the tip, bro? The single most important thing for you to do to build muscle is not to main gain, it's not to do this shit.
Yeah, main gain, if you're at a healthy weight, rather than bulking up, you just keep eating the same amount of food, stay at about the same body fat, and increase your muscle and strength from there. And so, for example, if you're 15% body fat, you know, a very healthy weight, rather than think you need to bulk and cut, just main gain. However, if you're really lean or
All right, refer to the question we posed in the introduction. What is Maingaining? What is it? From what he just said, it seems it's going to be keep your body weight basically where it is and then do the super micro snail bulk. I guess.
overly small, you need more body fat, then I encourage you to bulk up. And if you're obese, as in you're above 25% body fat for men, for example, I suggest you slowly reduce your body fat by being in a small calorie deficit. All the while, you're still training hard using the principles of progressive overload, which is training harder than last time. And you
Not even necessarily, no, it's not.
slowly, over time, build muscle.
Genuinely, I'm not even trying to disrespect him. I genuinely don't remember his name or anything. I don't watch fitness YouTube videos.
No, I'm generally not trying to disrespect him. He's a dick.
You got to give Hamza credit. He trolled. Well, I'm sure he knows this. He trolled him pretty good. You know, this guy's such a narcissist. He can't handle it. So.
Kid, he's an old bodybuilder. I don't watch any.
Oh yeah, he's really upset at that old comment. Because I mean, you know, Greg is You guys know that meme when it's like Steve Buscemi holding the skateboard. He's like, "How do you do, fellow kids?" That's Greg. You know, Greg's always hanging out with all the young guys and he gets a hair transplant. He's like, I'm surprised Greg doesn't have a forearm tattoo yet.
Of his videos, no disrespect.
You know, they say this bullshit of like how to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. They say this, and it's such a scam, and I believed it.
It's funny for us, it's not for you. Is there anything wrong with encouraging somebody who's overweight that wants to lose weight on how they could build muscle and lose fat at the same time?
All right. All right. The gaslighting has commenced, folks. Turn it on. So, do you notice? You got to give him credit, dude. He's very slick with the way he lies to people. Like, all these dumb 16-year-olds that watch him, they're not with it enough mentally yet to catch what he does in real time. Is there anything wrong with telling someone overweight? Do you notice earlier in the video, I mean, literally less than a minute ago, he said, or roughly at that time frame, he said, if you're at a healthy weight, you don't need to bulk up, right? Okay, but then he just jumped to if you're overweight, you don't need to bulk up. But if you're somebody who is in a normal weight, he just said before, don't bulk up. You see what I mean? But then he jumps, oh, what's wrong with telling somebody if they're overweight? You guys gotta really pay attention again, because, you know, he squawks and barks and makes all these noises and stuff, and he squeals and he talks fast. You really need to, like, listen to what he says, because he throws in all this little nonsense. He sprinkles it in. You really have to pay attention to him, but that's how you catch him.
And so we have a guy like
Oh my God. Oh God. This is our first example.
Brentley, for example. He was 540 pounds. He's down into the low 400s. He's a fitness influencer. He watches Coach Greg.
Is he?
And so is it a bad thing that I give advice on how he could lose body fat and build muscle at the same time?
Of course he can. What did he just say? It was 500 pounds? Dude. Guys, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Dude, we're not even a third of the way through the first Greg video, dude. Oh, God. I need my milk. He needs some milk.
Or should he be on a bulk?
Yeah. Tell the 500-pound guy to bulk, Greg. Yeah, that's totally a reasonable.
Trying to gain more muscle. And so how is it bad for me to offer information on how they could lose fat and build muscle?
Oh, my God. Dude, I get vindicated every time I talk about this, guys. Like, dude, the only reason this guy is still relevant is because he has so many gullible teenagers watching him. I mean, this is unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable.
Also, at the same time, after all, the majority of people are overweight. And so is it bad?
Okay, the majority are, but what about the ones that aren't?
Is it wrong to tell people, hey, guess what? I know you're overweight, you got 50, 100 pounds to lose, but guess what? You can remove some of that fat while lifting weights and building muscle and losing fat all at the same time. Watch these videos. Listen to my advice. How is that bad?
And it took me years to...
I mean, dude, we just saw it right there. We just got gaslit in real time right there. If you're at a healthy weight, you don't need to bulk. Look at this guy who's 500 pounds. Why would you tell him to bulk? Isn't it good to tell him he can lose fat? Dude. Oh my God. So I guess we've made he's still doing the... Give Greg credit for consistency. He's so consistently full of shit. And just, I mean, dude, this guy is... I can almost respect it. It's remarkable. I mean, he just hammers on the same bullshit endlessly.
I realized that I was scammed by these guys.
Really? Yeah.
You'll notice, too, in Hamza's video, we'll see if he shows this. I don't know. I'm sure Editor C, they'll conveniently leave it out. Hamza says I was skinny, right? I was 130, 140 pounds. I've talked about before, guys. I started lifting at like 150 pounds. Right? He gave the reference. We'll see if Schmucky here... We'll see if Schmucky here acknowledges that.
He hasn't watched my videos. He says he hasn't watched them. But yet he's been scammed by my videos without watching them. That would be like saying, I've been scammed by the Liver King. He was on growth hormone, said he was natural. Really? Had you ever heard of the Liver King? No, I never watched him. I don't know who he is. But I was scammed by him. How dare you, Liver King?
No, again, dude. Dude, this guy literally... I said this in the Maingaining nuke, dude. This guy's IQ has to be 75. He's so dumb. He's literally an unintelligent person. It's past the point of it just being a gimmick for the camera and stuff. Paper Chimp, thank you for joining the channel, bro. Appreciate it. It's past the point of this guy just, you know, yucking it up for the camera and everything. He's literally stupid. He's dumb. He's a Neanderthal. Seriously. I mean, look at his cranium. It's huge. Okay? Like, Hamza uses you as an example, like I do, because you're like kind of the head figure of this whole thing now. But then he goes, oh, well, it's saying Coach Greg. And it's like, no, he's using you as an example. You know what I mean? And I've seen the Doucette cells, the Maingaining cells. They're in here and they're like, Coach Greg owned you. You need to apologize to Coach Greg. It's like, holy crap, dude. Oh, wow.
You never watched his videos. How could you be scammed by him? You don't even know my freaking name.
Bulk. The single most important thing for you to do is to bulk.
Really, it's not volume, intensity, time under tension, progressive overload.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. We have our first reference to time under tension, brah. Also, too, he's going to list all the training variables here. If you're not eating enough to fuel your body adding a tissue to it, guys, no, you can do all the volume, intensity, all this stuff you want. And by default, your intensity, the higher your intensity goes, the lower your volume has to go. Guys, you can do every technique and method in the book, okay? You're not going to magically build all this muscle if you're not eating sufficiently. It doesn't happen. Unless you want to eat trenbolone sandwiches. All right, where are we?
How much rest you're getting, and guess what it is? It's bulking. It's how much you eat. That is the most important thing to do. And so as long as you're on a bulk, eating a ton of calories, well, you're all set. That's the most important thing. Why? Because Hamza said so. And so...
Dude. Right, once again, guys, Hamza didn't say that you're going to just build muscle without all those other things. I mean, he goes on later in his own video to say that you need those things. Oh, no, you don't need this and that. You just need to bulk up. That's the most important thing to build. It's like, oh my god, dude. Somebody just commented, Art Plays says, Greg is King Tut. Dude, I gotta Photoshop that. You're so right. I need to put Greg in the big King Tut, like, headdress thing. Oh my god.
So, yeah, Hamza has a great physique, looks good, but where is his education? Where has he studied all this? How many thousands of clients has he coached?
Your coaching is outsourced, you fucking schmuck.
I don't think a lot. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I would be willing to bet, and a bet a lot, that I've spent a lot more time researching this than him.
130 pounds.
That's debatable.
And I was cutting or eating at maintenance volume because these dickheads were telling me you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time.
And so if you're 120 or 130 pounds or underweight or too
Oh, actually, we're getting to this point. Okay.
lean, why would you say that these dickheads would have said to keep starving yourself? Do you know what this dickhead actually said? Said, if you're too lean, eat more. If you're underweight, you need to eat more.
If you have a low body weight, you need to bulk because you need to up the body weight to become like a man of respectable size and strength and mass.
Yeah. If you're underweight and you weigh 120...
Bro, what is with Greg doing this thing? What is... what is this?
20 or 130 pounds, you're 6 feet tall. Of course you need to eat more.
You know, that's interesting, Greg, because based on your past comments, if Hamza was 6 foot tall and 130 pounds, he probably didn't have abs if he was just starting out. By your metric, he was fat. So he wouldn't have to bulk.
When have I said 120 pounds? Oh, lose fat, build muscle at the same time. Oh, you're 8% body fat? I know what you should do. Go on a cut. Have I ever?
8%. Dude, nobody watching this guy is 8% body fat. What, a couple bodybuilders that he knows?
Once in my life said this. And so, how freaking dare you? I do not promote people get to 5% body fat.
Once again, right? He has to jump all the way to 5%, even though he said repeatedly, can't see your abs, you're fat, you don't need any real surplus to build muscle. But again, right, he's got to gaslight and exaggerate. I've never said to get to 5%. Yeah, good. Wow, you want a cookie? You want an anabolic cookie?
I do the opposite. I encourage all people to be at a healthy weight, and if you watch my videos, you would know this.
Yeah, exactly, Greg. You say to be at a healthy weight, and then when some beginner like me was at a healthy weight, BMI-wise and all that stuff, then you're like, you don't need to bulk, though. It's like, dude. Ugh. Man.
Generally, if you're like an average height guy, like
Greg he's a raging Greglet.
5'7", 5'8", 5'9", you should aim for like 180, which is
Oh, he's gonna have an aneurysm.
It's way heavier than most people would actually get to.
And so more specifically, 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", if you're under 180, that's pathetic.
Pathetic. No, he said to aim for that, which is gonna give you the muscular base. Oh, that's pathetic. Dude, this guy is... Like, okay, I'll just say, the fact that this guy has such an influence like he does, it's like, sad. It's just, it's not even, like, I don't know the word to use, but it's just, like, embarrassing. Seriously. Like, this guy is he is human excrement, this guy. He is, like, a bottom-of-the-barrel person. It's unbelievable. Like, it's, like, really, like, the level of influence Doucette has is a microcosm of where we are as like a society mentally, that somebody this just petulantly stupid and someone who's just on record being so full of crap over and over still has just this legion of people hanging on his every word. Oh man, dude.
How dare you be so scrawny, so weak, so puny? Is that the kind of advice, is that the kind of fitness influencer that you want to follow?
I'm 6'1" and about 190 pounds. I want to go up to like 220, 230, 240 pounds. You want to be thick as...
I will say, Hamza, that's gonna be tough, dude.
As a guy.
And so if you're a 6'1", tall guy like him, what's 190? That's pathetic. You should be at least 220, 230, 240.
Hamza said that's what he's going for, Greg. Look, you see the expression like it's a gotcha? He's like, Oh my god. Like, dude. Again, I mean, dude, I need to have a ticker or like a little, checkbox. Like, how many gaslighting references? How many times have we been gaslit already? 8 minutes into this video.
You remember Mr. Olympia, Chris Bumstead?
Oh, there's Chris Bumstead, right? The guy that everybody watching can relate to. Absolutely, Greg. Yeah, everybody watching you can relate to Chris Bumstead, his genetics and his body fat and all that, and all his gear. Yeah.
He weighed in under 240, 6'1". And so if you're a taller guy like 6'1", well, you should weigh as much as Chris freaking Bumstead.
Dude, I don't know if I can do this, man. We're like halfway done. Also, by the way, Greg, he wants to smash C-Bump so bad. He never stopped talking about him.
And so what standards has Hamza set for us? How could we ever hope to...
Yeah, here we go, guys. Chris Bumstead reference. Take a drink. Hold on. Bumstead reference. Drink. There we go.
Achieve what he expects of us.
Nice to be like shredded and aesthetic, that's nice. But to look good lean, you need to first bulk up heavy.
Correct, or else you're going to get skinny and look like a gremlin.
So based on your advice, if you don't bulk up heavy, you don't really force the bulk, you can't put on all this muscle. What logic, what reasoning, what research, where did you believe and learn this nonsense?
The dick.
Yeah, Greg Doucette lecturing other people about reasoning and logic, yeah. I am left-handed, yes. I throw left-handed. I write with my right hand, though.
Kids who are telling you to not bulk, don't cut, maintaining. And obviously they say this because it gets more likes to tell people, like, you'll gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. Whoa.
And so he says, again, the dickheads who say you should main gain, and the reason to do that is because it gets you more likes. It does not.
Yeah, coming from the guy who has over 1 million subs, totally. Okay, I would bet any amount of money coming up he's going to say he tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. How much do you want to bet in the next 30 seconds?
You make way more money by telling people you need to bulk up and then go on a diet.
Again, I mean, anybody who's been in the fitness space for any amount of time can tell you that's utter bullcrap. Dude, telling guys they can get big and keep abs is the oldest trick in the book. Athlete X was doing that 8 years ago. I should smoke this cigar, dude. I'm getting stressed out.
I'd say, hey everyone, you need to buy my freaking cookbook, low calorie, delicious recipes.
There you go. Plug it.
Amazing for the big eaters.
Cookbook. Got a drink. Hold on.
You buy the book, lose the weight, and then after 3 months I say, oh.
Okay, I'm gonna be Doucette now.
Coach Greg says you can just buy a book and lose weight? What kind of advice is that? Why you can't just buy a book and lose weight? What if I read farther into the book, do I lose more weight?
That's how he talks, and people think he's smart.
Time to bulk up. Get my bulk book. The Bulk King book.
The Bulk King book. You're damn right, jackass. And my book will be released whenever I finally finish it. I don't know when that's going to be. It's not going to be about bulking because it's not that hard. You just eat more food. Adjust some macros and stuff. But yeah, I am the Bulk King, and he knows that. I think that was a Freudian slip. Also, if you guys do want to get the Bulk King merchandise, go on my Teespring too. Quick shout out to A-Bud with the $5 super chat. Maingaining works if you go harder than last time, bro. In all seriousness, this stream is entertaining AF. You should do more. Thank you. I am going to start doing more live streams because, yeah, this is much less editing work too.
My weight gainer shakes. You need to eat everything and anything. Oh, and now you need to hire me again because you need to know how to lose weight again. And so you get clients back and forth year after year. They need to rehire you. Mine, which encourages people to stay at a healthy weight and do that for the rest of your life. One time, keep it for the rest of your life. You don't need me anymore.
Okay, now remember what I said earlier. Part of the bulking cycle, what guys like him do, they keep you in a circle because you never get serious results because you never eat enough. Let's do some mise-en-scène analysis here, guys, okay? According to Greg, you're going to buy the book and take his advice or his coaching and you're going to make gains and be good forever. Let's see how good you're going to be forever. How many supplements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And he's got, 3 cookbooks. He's got, 2 training books. He's got online coaching, right? Whenever you have somebody that, if you have all these products, you're trying and you got to do this and that, you're not actually getting results. If you always, maybe the turkesterone will do it. Well, maybe 4 pounds of muscle in a month, brah. Maybe it'll be the turkesterone. Maybe it'll be this supplement. Maybe it'll be this supplement. You could just eat food.
Which makes more money? And which are you more likely
Yeah, which makes more money, Greg? Which makes more money?
to click on? You can eat everything you want, lots of food. You get to bulk up. Then you have to diet.
Dirty bulk fallacy. Gotta drink. Oh my god. I'm gonna drink this whole gallon by tonight, dude. Dirty bulk fallacy. Eat whatever you want. Again, dude, Hamza says in his own video coming up, literally minutes after this, don't be eating ice cream and snacks and all this stuff. Oh, eat whatever you want. Dirty bulk he never changes, bro.
Multiple videos. Videos on how to bulk, videos on how to cut. Way more content.
No. Well, you could do content like him and just stir up drama with teenagers all day.
Or everything is about maintaining a healthy weight, which actually gets more eyeballs and which actually would make more money.
The critique that I have.
Dude, this guy acting like he's not making as much money as absolutely possible is just... Greg Doucette sitting there literally in a pile of supplements with a $200 book, like, I'm not making money. Yeah, okay, Greg.
Tell him to bring me my money.
That's Greg. Tell him to bring me my money.
After these dirty bulk guys, which no one has ever said in the fitness industry before. Calories are not the same.
Really? No one has ever said that. That you need to
Oh, he's gonna get so mad, dude. He's a kyriakos cell. He's gonna get so mad.
eat healthy food. What do I preach in all my videos? Eat from 4 food groups. What do I preach? Low-calorie dense foods. Fruits and vegetables. Eat lots of fiber. 1 gram of
Fiber is not healthy or necessary at all.
protein per pound of body weight for most people, and to get in your healthy fats. Eat a variety of food. I don't promote carnivore. I don't promote keto. I don't promote intermittent fasting. I don't promote OMAD. I promote eat a balanced, healthy diet. And so how am I
And, stevia and salad, I guess.
bad? How am I being called out?
30 grams of protein from whey protein will build you more muscle than 30 grams of protein from some bullshit like vegan protein, soy or some shit.
Have I ever said that 30 grams of protein from any source is exactly the same in terms of building muscle? I've literally made videos describing why it's not. Why different proteins are more
Not all
than
equal.
others. How it's harder if you're vegan or vegetarian to get in the quality protein that you need. But no, but how would he know this? He doesn't watch Coach Greg.
100 grams of carbs from ice cream compared to 100 grams of carbs from potatoes will change your body composition.
And so do I promote if it fits your macros? Do I promote this? Guess who's done that in the
Pretty sure you do, don't you?
past? Jeff Nippard. Remember his old channel, Ice Cream for PRs?
Ice cream for PRs. Was that taken from Ice Cream Fitness? Damn, Jeff looks young as hell in this picture.
Jeff Nippard, huge proponent of if it fits your macros.
I can do that by just fitting it into my calorie or macro targets
now Jeff Nippard's here, dude. This is great.
without compromising my results at all.
I encourage people to eat low-calorie dense foods, lots of
Wait. Look, dude. Hold on.
calorie dense.
Do you guys see this amount of ketchup? Dude, how much ketchup is this guy need? What? Dude, that's like 2 dozen bottles of ketchup. What?
Foods, lots of fiber,
Oh my
variety
God.
of nutrients. But
Oh, man.
one thing I do know to be factual
Yeah, also, too, yeah, be sure to drink 8 diet sodas a day, guys. Yeah, that's totally fine. No big deal at all.
unless of course you're from the universe of Bart K.
Oh, Bart K's here too. Dude, this is crazy. Everybody's getting in on. Also, Bart K destroyed him. I know a lot of you guys probably don't like Bart K because he's carnivore. I don't eat carnivore myself. But Greg did the same thing to Bart as he did to Hamza and everybody else. He totally gaslit Bart K. He did the same thing. I don't care if you dislike that guy or not. He did the same thing. He construed arguments and made up a bunch of stuff. And yeah, he did the same thing, dude. He claimed that Bart K wanted to like assault him in a street fight when he didn't even like say that or something. I'd have to go watch the video again, but it's the same stuff.
Is that calories in, calories out will always work. And so if you're not losing weight, it's because you're not in a calorie deficit.
Anabolic, you guys are putting on your anabolic ketchup?
And I'm not saying that different nutrients don't affect the body differently. For example, it takes more calories, energy to digest protein than it does to digest carbs or fat. And so if you eat 1,000 calories of fat versus 1,000 calories of protein, you're going to store more body fat eating the fat than you will eating the protein. But when we talk about calories in and calories out, you have to balance both sides of the equation. If you take in 1,000 calories and it's all shit, it's all licorice and candies, and it negatively impacts your hormones, then your body will burn off fewer calories. Your BMR will go down.
You gotta give Bart K credit, dude. Okay, but if Kyriakos is, right, if that's the thing, though, right? I mean, I get what he's saying, though, because, right, a calorie's a calorie, right? If you eat a bunch of licorice and junk food and stuff, and you have this, it's like I mentioned earlier, guys, right? And Hamza's basically, he says the same thing. Doucette's funny because, like, he'll start, like, arguing with himself in some of these clips.
If you're not eating enough protein, you have less muscle, you have less energy, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis will go down, and so
baby.
your energy output will decrease. And so just because two people are eating the same exact calories doesn't mean they'll lose or gain the same amount of weight. It all comes down.
That is very true, too, man. Regular ketchup does have corn syrup in it, too. Yeah, you guys... Dude, some of you guys need to really read the labels on the food you eat, because it'll say, like, natural, but yeah, ketchup has corn syrup and all kinds of crap in it. A lot of it does. You'd never think so, but it does.
To how much calories are you actually burning and how much are you taking in? But at the end of the day, it's still calories in, calories out. It's just depending on the food you eat, you may in fact burn off more calories. Got it? Does that make sense? I mean, I've only said this in 100 videos, and so since Hamza hasn't watched any of them, well, he probably doesn't know that I've explained this.
And people
I don't think Hamza even said anything about Kyriakos in the way you were describing it, but...
clicking on it because it's like, whoa, he gets to eat whatever he wants. Whoa, amazing.
And so what do I say? I say it's all about balance. And so, for example, every client who hires me, one time a day, they can eat whatever they want. I don't care if it's a chocolate bar, ice cream, whatever is not healthy. Once a day. The rest of it, for the most part, it's healthy.
Is it healthy if it's anabolic ice cream?
And on any given day, They're allowed to substitute one of the meals that are in the program for anything they want so long as it's within the calorie allotment provided. And so which diet do you think you're more likely to stick to? The one that you can only eat healthy all the time, or mine? 95% of diets fail, and I know this. I've coached for decades.
Yeah, the anabolic diet is a huge failure, yes.
And so with my diet, my coaching plans, my cookbook, my circle diet book, that's right, I wrote a book, how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life.
I think that qualifies as another drink.
Might take you 6 hours to read, and trust me, if you read this book, you will know more than Hamza.
Probably not. And also, can you imagine how bad the grammar is in that book? Oh!
By far. Immediately, you'll be able to apply this in your own life. How am I going to lose this weight? I gained weight 2023. It's time to lose weight. New Year's resolution. Why not this year actually make a resolution that you can stick to?
Stop eating shit. You will feel like shit, you will perform like shit, but you'll get more views on YouTube. That's why they do this.
Yeah, exactly. We preach the same thing. When you eat the shit food, the sugar food, you're releasing dopamine. Dopamine makes you feel good, and so you're thinking, well, I'm getting all this dopamine from the junk food. I'm just going to keep eating. I can keep binging. It makes me feel good. Then you overeat, you have less energy, you crash, you burn, you sleep, you don't recover. And so how are you going to get out of this? By eating a balanced diet. All 4 food groups: fruits and vegetables, proteins, healthy fats.
So he says fruits and vegetables are a separate food group. And then protein, healthy fat, fruits, and vegetables. Those are his 4 food groups. I mean, fruits and vegetables are primarily carbs, so...
You can get my frigging cookbook. Remember,
I gotta take 2 drinks.
you want all
3 drinks. Oh, Jesus.
of this or coaching plans by me and my team, use code GREG. Click the link in the description. It gets you 10% off. Use code GREG right now.
7 videos this morning. I've almost done a week's worth of work at 9 a.m.
Was your entire week's worth of work done this morning? Probably not. So you have to balance out going to work, raising a family, going to the gym, having motivation, and so on. And I understand this. When I design my personalized coaching plans,
Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, so he's just marketing at this point.
Majority of men have low testosterone levels.
the next reason he says you're not gaining muscle, low testosterone. And he says, fix up your diet. And that is what I say. That's the first thing. And one of the things you need to do is understand if you're too lean, your body can't produce the optimal hormones, which is why I keep telling people, if you're too lean, you need to eat more.
That's also why your anabolic cookbook is very low in fat, especially saturated fat, because, right, fat is more calorie dense per gram. And I've had numerous guys message me and talk to me about how they were following your diet, and they had hormone problems, their energy was crashing, because you like your, very low-fat diets, like most bodybuilders, or a lot of them do, And notice again, too, he's just like, healthy fats, healthy fats, healthy fats. Doesn't explain any farther. Healthy fats, healthy fats, healthy fats. What are they?
More calories. Now, if you're still suffering from lower testosterone and you want to try to prevent going on HRT, highly suggest you give G-test or
Oh my god, he's got the G-test booster! Oh god. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm gonna have to drink this whole thing.
3 tests to try. Andrew Huberman on the Joe Rogan podcast described Tom Catalee, Ali's favorite, as you know.
I have heard a lot of that. That's the new, test booster, Tomcat Ali.
And Fedosia agressus each can increase testosterone levels by 1 to 200 nanograms per deciliter each. Remember, these are not the test boosters of old. You're thinking, test boosters are a scam. The old ones, with primitive ingredients,
I'm sure... Oh, wow.
yeah, they never really work that much. But the testosterone boosters of today, G-test, 3 test, highly recommend you give it a try.
4th reason that I can
Give Doucette credit, dude. This guy, he doesn't miss a second of being able to promote himself. Ever. This whole past 3 minutes has been nothing but just promotion.
think of whilst you're not gaining enough muscle. You're simply not training hard enough.
And so imagine if you had watched Coach Greg's videos.
You guys taking your G-test? You guys taking your G-test? Coach Greg is only on HRT. He somehow maintains 8% body fat, 200 pounds of lean muscle on HRT.
What do I say? What is my catchphrase? Train harder than last time. I literally...
Yeah, guys, yeah, you can look just like this guy on only HRT. Or you might get half... What does he say? What does Greg say? You might get halfway there. You might get halfway to your goal with the Tomcat Ali.
I have a sign in my gym. I'm looking up at it during bike races. I'm looking over. I want to quit. It's so hard. I stare at the sign. Train harder than last time. And when you're in the gym, that is what you tell yourself. I'm going to push harder. I'm going to train harder than last time, no matter where you're at. And no, not every day. Not every day are you going to be able to go in and push harder. You're going to have off days. You feel sick. You run down. Whatever. But eventually, you need to look in the mirror and say, I can do better. I can push myself harder than freaking last time.
You've got to push to that level of intensity, and not all the time, but you should have the capability to go to like a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10.
And so his only flaw really is he didn't watch my videos. And so is it really his fault? Well, kinda, because he didn't watch my videos. But it's not as though he watched them and he's deliberately lying about what I'm saying on purpose.
Right, that's your job, Greg.
He just doesn't know better. And so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to allow him to watch this video and watch some of my videos and allow him to make a different video and see if he changes his mind. Perhaps he'll make a video and say, I misjudged that Greg guy. And so in the comments section, let me know what you think. Did Hamza get it right? Have you watched my videos? And if you haven't watched my videos, don't comment. I don't want to hear from you. Oh yeah, this and
I will comment, Greg. I'll give you a freebie. Stupid beyond how do you spell comprehension? There we go. Not a good look to misspell something when calling someone else stupid. Give me a break. There we go. I watched and commented.
this. Remember, looking at the title of a video, perhaps seeing a picture and not watching it, it doesn't count. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge me by the thumbnails, the titles, or even my own physique. You don't know what's really on the inside. You don't know how I think or what I do or my goals, my motivation.
What is he saying, dude?
Trying to help you. And I'm very passionate about this. I care about helping people to lose weight, keep it off, and live their best lives. Hamza feels the exact same way.
Now you see there, right? Guys, what is... I said this in the nuke too. What does he do? He'll always try to bring it back to Editor C does the same thing. Well, we actually agree. You see, we actually agree. We agree. Even though, there's two things right at the beginning of all this job. We agree, though, right? We're friends, right? It's not good about Coach Greg.
Have the same exact goals. We want to help people. I'm highly educated and I know a lot about this, and I am in...
I mean, dude, degrees don't mean much anymore, but man, this guy having a master's, whew, that institution is beat.
Fact 47, I'm guessing he's in his early 20s, and so does he have the experience, the knowledge?
Well, if you watched his videos, maybe you would know that he's in his mid-20s.
Knowledge that I have? How could he? He's a young guy. Perhaps in 20 years from now, he'll make another video and he'll completely change his tune.
Guys who are in university, who party, who take drugs, who drink, who go to sleep at like 2 a.m. I was one of them. And still build an okay amount of muscle.
Yeah, so what? He's not building as much muscle. If he got proper sleep, proper recovery, he'd build more muscle.
That is the one that I said that earlier. That is true. Right? Even Greg could hit that softball.
And so just because you build some muscle without sleeping enough doesn't mean you don't need your sleep. And so just because you can build muscle without optimizing something doesn't mean it's not important. And so if you're struggling...
All right, well, Greg we got one thing right at the end here. Maybe two things.
To get your sleep, consider getting...
Oh my God, dude, there's something else!
Delta sleep.
Delta sleep. Ugh.
Has a variety of ingredients to help you get to sleep faster and get a better, more restful, quality night of sleep. Go and watch the entirety of Hamza's video, see if I cherry-picked it. Watch it start to finish and say, did he get that right?
Whew. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is just... There's still one more video. Because Greg put out another video right after. I'm 99% sure Hamza didn't respond. And then he put out this other one. This is another 15-minute video. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. So I need to pee real quick because I've been hurting on this milk. We're going to take a quick break. Okay, give me like a minute or two. I'm going to throw up the commercial screen. And we will be right back. All right, I think we're back here. Some of you guys commented you could hear me breathing. This mic picks up a lot, dude. All right. These guys are commenting how they pee on the. You guys pee on the side of the toilet, or it depends on, you know, if it's late at night and you want to be more quiet, maybe on the side. Okay. All right, guys. So we finished those two. One video to go. Don't know how we made it. That was, again, everything I talked about. I get vindicated every single time I talk about this. But now we are going to move on to the final video, at least up to this point. Hamza, you appeal to the masses of Jeffries. Unprovoked. I guess he's going to be more angry in this one.
And so, honestly, I don't think Hamza really gets it. But let's go
Whoa. Come on.
to the comment section. What do our subs think?
Oh, now we're going to listen to a bunch of 14 and 16-year-olds and get their opinion. That's what... Okay.
Coach Greg, and today I'm responding to none other than Hamza. He's calling me out. And in case you don't know who this guy is, he actually has a channel devoted to helping young men become better men. In every way, both physically, mentally, spiritually, everything, and I do enjoy his videos. But, and of course there's a but, he says, and I quote, Maingaining is a myth that'll keep you small forever.
Ah, this is the video I made an entire, or this is the post I should say. I made an entire video about this as well. Oh, wait, are we going to have to look at these same comments again? Oh, God.
But it sells, really. And so he really thinks that I simply preach about Maingaining because I think that it'll sell and make more money. In fact, it does the exact opposite. Build muscle.
Build! Shout out to Sky Cloud Rain with the $5 super chat. You think in 10 years we'll see a pandemic of men who are in their 30s with exploded hearts in their chest due to this generation of gear and SARM use? I probably not much more than normal, and I don't really think if you're gonna die that young in your 30s, it's not just gear. You're probably doing other party drugs too, like how Ziz died, right? He was doing a bunch of party drugs and the PEDs. I think people really overestimate how dangerous PEDs are immediately to people unless you're just taking ungodly amounts of them. Because a lot of the old school bodybuilders, they lived a long time. I mean, a lot of them are still alive, or they live until at least like what, 70 or so. You know what I mean? Yeah, and there's another thing there too we can't talk about. But, guys, if you want me to make a video about Ziz and my opinion on him, because he's kind of polarizing, put the trident emoji in the chat if you want me to make a video about Ziz. I'm sure we'll get a lot of those, because that seems... probably should make that video, but let me know if you want to see that. Let's continue.
And lose fat at the same time appeals to the masses of Jeffries. It will keep you small forever. And so here's the truth. Let's first explain what Maingaining is. Maingaining is when you keep the same body fat percentage. You don't gain fat, you don't lose it, you just maintain. You maintain the same. And so...
Okay. Where is my definition graphic? We gotta pull it up. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, guys. So, I'm going to replay what he said, and we're going to see which definition this lines up with. Alright? Let's see which one. Oh, crap. Don't mute.
It's when you keep the same body fat percentage, you don't gain fat, you don't lose it, you just maintain. You maintain the same.
Alright. So, we're on definition 1. Keep your body fat the same while building muscle. So, I guess we're back to definition 1. We've jumped all over the map. We're back to definition 1. We're going to keep our body fat the same while building muscle. Which I suppose you could say is a half recomp or a micro bulk with 3, you know, That's essentially an uber small surplus. Because if your body fat's going to stay the exact same and your body weight is staying the same, that doesn't add up, right? Those have to be increasing a bit. So if you want to say it's definition 2, if you're going to lose body fat and build muscle and keep your weight the same, that's what we would call a recomp. That's been around forever. But then Schmucky has to ride in on his unicycle, okay? So keep this in mind, guys. We're on definition 1. We're going to keep our body fat the same. Somehow. All right, let's see what he says.
So you remain at a healthy weight. For most men, I preach 15% body fat, but for some who are genetically blessed, it's closer to 10. Some who aren't as fortunate, it's closer to 20. And this...
I really don't think any guy... I mean, 20% is not fat, but, you know, I don't think, you know, most guys are going to be able to get below 20% without much issue. You know what I mean? Again, this goes back to a whole nother point, right? Healthy weight, and then you ask them, what's a healthy weight? Oh, some guys it's 20%. You know, he often conflates body fat with weight too, right? So it's like, what's a healthy range? Oh, some guys, I remember in the one comment, editor C left, maybe Greg said it, I don't fully remember, but he was saying, like, for some guys, their body fat set point, some guys it's 20, some guys it's 30. Which, again, is obviously way too high. He would obviously say that, too, unless he's trying to defend himself from the hole he's dug. And then he said one time, he was like, some guys, their body fat set point might be 7%. It's like, yeah, sure.
This was backed up when I had a discussion with Mike Israetel, said, where's the ideal body fat percentage for...
You guys can, in the Maingaining nuke, I have this... Oh, I'm sorry, let me take this off the screen. There we go. So... I have this in the Maingaining nuke too, and Mike explains you need to be in a surplus. I think he says roughly 200 to 300 estimated calories, and Greg just sits there and is like, just nods at him, like the chimp that he is.
For most men, he said somewhere between 10 and 20%. When you're at that ideal percentage, let's go with 15%. Perhaps you have a little bit of abs. You look aight. You're pretty good. You're not...
Did he just say aight?
Not shredded. You don't look like Tristan Lee.
Tristan Lee. Gotta take a drink.
But you're healthy. When you're at that body fat percentage, you stay there. You don't bulk. You don't cut. You don't even need to lean bulk, although you can if you want.
Even though what he's describing right now is basically a very, very, very lean bulk.
Main game. And so, say you're 20 years of age, you're 15% body fat, you're 150 pounds. You main gain 10 years later, you're 180 pounds, you're...
Wait.
What the hell is even that?
Did he just say we're going to main gain from 150 to 180 pounds? So, he just said we're going to keep our weight right where it is, but we're going to somehow gain 30 pounds. So we're going to just gain 30 pounds of pure muscle. Is that what we're doing? 30 pounds of pure muscle? Dude. I'm telling you what, man. We'll let him explain it. Okay, let's see. Guys, take out your notebooks. Okay, put on your glasses. Let's learn how we're going to main gain. We're going to keep our body fat the exact same and build muscle. Let's learn how we're going to keep our body weight where it is and our body fat where it is, and then gain 30 pounds of muscle. How long? Wait, hold on. How long did he say this was going to take? How many years?
You main gain 10 years later.
Okay, so we're going to gain 30 pounds of muscle in 10 years.
You're 180 pounds, you're still 15%. You spent 10 years building muscle, you always felt good, you always looked good, you always had a positive look on yourself, you never went through the ups and downs, getting fluffy and then cutting.
All right, there we go. Yep, now he's projecting his own body dysmorphia, which is what he's done before, because whenever he was heavier as a powerlifter back in the day, he was very unhappy with himself. I mean, he says this verbatim. Greg cannot handle being without abs. He cannot handle being a higher, relatively speaking, body fat. He mentally can't do that. So then he projects that onto his young audience, which is terrible, by the way, right? The people that need most to hear that, like, listen, I'm spitting already. They need to be told and see examples like, yes, you can gain fat. The scale can go up a little bit. You're going to be okay in the long run. It's all good. Oh, but if you gain fat, you're going to hate how you look, and he's going to start chirping and peeing himself. Oh, man. Okay.
Having to diet, having to go through all the turmoils.
That's right, ab anxiety. Third world guys, yeah, ab anxiety, yep.
And tribulations of crash dieting, bulking, lean bulk, all of that.
Why would you crash diet if you're just a general person doing bulk and cut cycles? Why would you crash diet? And he's like, oh, the turbulence of lean bulking. It's not turbulent. You're like, hey, I'm going to eat in a surplus for this amount of time until I hit X goal or until something happens. Again, it's hard for him because he mentally can't handle that. If you're a mentally sane person, you can bulk and cut without issues. You can do it. I promise.
That stuff. You just always live your life feeling healthy. So he says if you do that.
So based on what he just said, unless I'm missing something, if you bulk, you're just suddenly, he said this too before. He's like, oh, your blood pressure's gonna go up and all this stuff. It's like, I've had guys ask me that. Guys, I'm not kidding. I had a dude one time who was like 140 pounds, average height. And he messages me and he goes, hey man, I know you said I have to bulk, but I'm concerned about my blood pressure. Like, is it okay? And like, if my cholesterol goes up a little bit, is that okay? I was like, dude, you're 140 pounds, bro. If you've been on trend for 15 years like him, yeah, you probably have to worry about your cholesterol. You might have to. The average guy, no. Guys, you're not going to get into some major health risk gaining some body weight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, God, dude.
That it'll keep you small forever. Why is that? Does he not think you can't build muscle slowly over time?
Building muscle is slow in general. In a surplus, it's slow. But he makes it even slower. You see what I mean?
Does anyone actually think that the only way to build muscle is by going on a bulk or lean bulk? That you can't build muscle while keeping your body fat the same? Of course you can. And so, no, it won't keep you small forever. After all, even Jeff Nippard had made...
And no, Jeff Nippard is back again!
...videos saying you can actually build muscle.
That actually, I will give shout out to Bart K again. That is not what the first law of thermodynamics is. A lot of these fitness guys have this totally jacked up. That's not what it is.
In a deficit. And no, it's not just if you're on PDs. You can build muscle in a deficit.
If you guys are curious, the human body is an open thermodynamic system. That law is intended for closed thermodynamic systems. I can't go into all of it now, and again, I'm not some expert in this, but just you can look into it more. You'll figure it out.
And so he says it sells. Do you know what sells more? Telling people you need to bulk and then cut. And so
it again, dude. The audacity to sit here and say that somehow gets more attention and makes more money is unbelievable.
So in the end, which is better? Are you really going to build more muscle by bulking up and cutting rather than maintaining a healthy body fat? The answer is, in the long run, no, you are not. Of course you can, and they're both going to build muscle, but one is not better than the other. Do the one that's better for you. Do the one that you want to do. If you enjoy bulking, cutting, bulk and cut.
Well, that's odd. I mean, he said before numerous times, never bulk and cut, and it's dangerous for you, so.
If you enjoy Maingaining, maingain. The overall main difference is...
Gotta ask, what is Maingaining?
...is on your mental outlook. How do you feel about it? Can you accept gaining body fat? Do you enjoy going on a diet? Do you feel shitty when you're in a calorie deficit? Can you handle the mental anguish of
Didn't he play those same B-roll clips earlier in this video, or am I mistaken?
looking in the mirror and seeing yourself get fluffier at some times, followed by getting leaner at other times? And so, honestly, I don't think Hamza really gets it. But let's go to the comment section. What do our
Oh, God.
subs think? Misael Tolvanen actually, maintaining
All right, this is gonna be so bad.
doesn't mean you gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. It means the same thing as the lean bulk,
Right, yep, that definition 3.
where you gain muscle without gaining fat,
Well, that's not even what a lean bulk is. But
or gaining at least fat as possible. At least that's what I've been told. And so this is the problem. People have no idea what they've been told.
because you tell them different things every time you speak, you petulant moron.
They have no idea what to think. Maintaining is not a lean bulk. In a lean bulk, you're actually gaining fat. You're hoping
Yes, that is true. That is correct.
to gain mostly muscle, but you're not.
But you'll notice, his own followers say that it's a lean bulk. Again, this is how out of touch this guy is mentally and how much he gaslights people. His own audience say Maingaining's a lean bulk. And then he's like, it's not a lean bulk. Ugh, I gotta drink just for that.
Not. You're also gaining fat. And so a lean bulk is the same thing as a bulk. You're eating extra calories to try to get bigger,
Yes, a lean bulk is a segment or a type of bulk. Yeah.
but you're gaining extra fat, which inevitably will have to end in a cut. If you're maintaining your body fat percentage,
You could permacut.
it's staying
Or I'm sorry, you could perma bulk and just bloat max forever. Wouldn't recommend that necessarily, but you could.
the same. If you're maintaining your body fat percentage is going up, you're not maintaining your lean bulking or bulking. And if you're maintaining and you're getting shredded and have no energy and you're getting peeled, it's not maintaining, it's a cut.
Okay, so he's starting to almost make sense.
See, it's simple. Maintaining often refers to lean bulking or a recomp diet.
2 different things, yeah.
No, if you're lean bulking, you're not maintaining. Lean bulking, your body fat percentage is going to go up. You're in a surplus, and it's not just muscle. If you are on a lean bulk and all you do is add muscle, you're maintaining.
Wait, what?
And all you do is, and it's not just muscle. If you are on a lean bulk and all you do is add muscle, you're maintaining.
Did he just... hold on, bro, you, Greg, you get the ghost face. Did you just say... So you just said... Guys, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. He just said a lean bulk is not maintaining, but if you're on a lean bulk and you don't gain fat somehow, then you're maintaining. Bro, what... Oh, my, okay. Okay, thank you for your service, Ghost. Okay, guys, let's pull up the definitions again. Okay? This is unbelievable. Where is the definitions? Okay. So, definition 2, lose body fat while building muscle. That's out. Definition 3, he said this himself. Increase body fat while building muscle. That's a lean bulk, right? The goal is to keep the fat gain minimal. So, we then reach definition 1. You see how I put micro bulk with the question marks? He says if you're lean bulking, so if you're doing number 3, but you manage to do number 1, then you're maintaining. Okay, you guys with me? We're still with it. We still got a ways to go here, guys. I know this is tough. Thanks for what a great way to spend a Friday night. We're all just getting our brains melted. Unbelievable.
You did lean bulk. When
All right, I'm gonna replay that just for shits and gigs.
lean bulking, your body fat percentage is going to go up. You're in a surplus, and it's not just muscle. If you are on a lean bulk and all you do is add muscle, you're maintaining. You did lean bulk. When
You maintaining?
people are on a lean bulk, all good things come to an end. It's for a small period of time. They say, oh, I'm not going to eat that many extra calories, perhaps 250 or 500. That is a large surplus if you're only trying to build muscle. It
Oh no, is he gonna do the thing where he says like, you will gain 52 pounds in a year if you have a surplus of this one? Oh god.
takes 2,700
Oh no, he's gonna do it!
calories to build 1 pound of muscle.
No, it doesn't. I know you cannot tangibly prove that. Again, that's gonna vary based on the individual. That's very variable.
And so if you're building 1 pound of muscle a month, that's 12 pounds of muscle a year. Raise your hand if you would be satisfied if you put on 12 pounds of muscle this year. 20.
That'd be pretty solid. If you're not a beginner, not going to happen. But that's, for a beginner, that's pretty solid.
700 calories it takes in a month. How much is that per day? Less than 100. And so if you're in a 250 to 500 calorie surplus,
We're going to get obese, right?
you are going to gain muscle and you're going to gain fat, hence not maingaining, but a lean bulk. Clearly better than a dirty bulk. Unless, of course, you're very shredded, you're a sumo wrestler, power lifter, and you need to gain a lot of fat quickly. Then a dirty bulk may,
I don't think a sumo wrestler was ever skinny in their life.
in fact, be the best course of action for you. Amit Ray, bro. But Jeff Nippard, who is science-based guy, says that
The science. All right, guys. The science.
building muscle and losing fat at the same time is possible. And you said that Jeff is a trustworthy YouTuber, right? I don't know, man. Sometimes you just call legit things Jeffrey too.
I had this in my video too because I get, oh, dude.
And so which is it, Hamza? You can't say, oh, you can't build muscle and lose fat at the same time and that maingaining doesn't make sense.
You just said, Greg, that maingaining is not building muscle and losing fat. You said it was keeping your body fat the same and building muscle. Also, too, again, Hamza gave the precursor, the qualifier that he was 100 and he was very skinny. That's the context. All right, Greg, come on, pick it up.
While also saying that you like Jeff Nippard, who says you can do these things. Dylan J. Very true.
Oh, and that's it? That's the whole explanation? Okay.
I tried to maingain for around a year. Bench press stayed at around 225 for literally 10 months.
It do be like that.
Yeah. What's your point? You could have bulked, gained a bunch of weight, and let's say your bench press went up to 250. Yay! But you got fatter. And then what's going to happen? You're going to have to go back on a cut.
Not necessarily. I mean, I've said before, guys, when you're building a lot of your introductory muscle, you won't even have to seriously cut. A lot of guys will bulk their way into seeing some level of visible abs as their abs just get bigger and more defined. As long as you're not taking a bulk to the extreme like he's going to pretend you are, you're going to be okay. Right? I mean, guys, trimming off a little bit of body fat is not that difficult. And even so, I'm going to assume he's going to say something like, well, it's a typical bullcrap. All the strength you gain on all the strength and muscle you gain on the bulk, you're going to cut down and lose all of it and end up in the same spot. Let's see if he says that.
And then that 250 bench probably go back down to 225. And so then in the end, either way, you're at the same point. And so rather than blaming maintaining, which is when your body fat percentage remains the same,
right there. So he just disqualified his own reply to the Nippard comment. Oh, God.
look at your programming, your training. Look at Olympic lifters and powerlifters. They can stay the same size year after year, yet they get stronger.
First of all, they don't stay the exact same size. They have a weight class. So they're not staying the exact same size, per se. Also, too, everybody in the Olympics is on gear. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but it's true. The dumb ones are the ones that get caught.
The clean and jerk and snatch goes up year after year while staying in the same weight class. Perhaps
Potentially.
it's a 132-pound female, and they clean and jerk 200 pounds. The next year, 210.
Okay, once again, too, though, we're talking about here Olympic lifting. Do you guys think anybody that watches Greg Doucette does Olympic lifting? He might legitimately have 4 subscribers that do Olympic lifting. Again, this is Mr. Bodybuilder, get muscles, all this stuff, and then we're going to use Olympic lifting. Notice he's not going to use pro bodybuilders who all bulk in their off seasons to gain the most muscle possible. And a side note, too, one more point about the Olympic lifting. Olympic lifting is extremely technical. Olympic lifting is so technical that improving your technique on that can actually give you results, right? You can't really compare Olympic lifting, ballistic lifting like that, to general hypertrophy training, which is what everybody who watches him wants, right? So, again, he gets to skate right out of it like he always does. Another point I wanted to go back to, if you have a 225 bench and you bulk, and you only gain 25 pounds on your bench, and I'm kind of similar. I don't have the best genetics bench wise, right? Even so though, dude, if you're only going to gain 25 pounds on the bench during a bulk, that's going to be a pretty short bulk, right? The point of bulking long term is to build maximum muscle. You need to do things for an extended period of time to seriously see results, right? I mean, he mentioned earlier too, he was like, oh, well, it's a little short time, you bulk a little bit, then you got to get rid of it. It's like, no, dude, you need to bulk for an extended period. I've told you guys before, a lot of you who are beginners and you're skinny, you're going to have to bulk for years, dude. Probably at least 2 years to really fill out your muscular base. At least like kind of into the intermediate so-called range or maybe beyond. 2 years. Now some of you are probably saying, did you just say I need to bulk for 2 years?
Yeah!
Yeah. You need to bulk for 2 years. Maybe even more. That's how it goes, dude. If you're not genetically blessed with these crazy muscles that grow like weeds, you're going to have to do what you got to do. Okay? Now, he would tell you, and so would all the other Maingaining cells, oh, you're going to become obese in that time. Guys, you can check out my Cultivating Mass playlist on this channel. I bulked for a year and a half, over 500 days, and I gained about 25 pounds. Say about half of that, say 12 or so is muscle. That's how it goes if you're truly natural, dude. I mean, that's just how it is, man. Right? You're not going to somehow gain all this muscle and your fat's just not going to change or hardly change at all. You know what I mean? So, again, he knows this too. That's the craziest thing. He knows this. He's done this himself, and he's still going to come on here and say, like, oh, well, no, actually, but...
Next year after that, 220, 230. They stay at 132, yet they get stronger. And why is that? Because they know what they're doing. They train harder than the last time. They have progressive overload. And so rather than saying, oh, my bench press didn't go up, it's because I maintained.
Yeah, that's a very big reason.
Think, maybe I didn't train harder than last time.
Maybe. Again, you can't say that. You don't know that. Right? I mean, most of the guys that watch you, Greg, they're probably taking every single thing to death struggle failure because they're like, oh, Coach Greg said harder than last time. And they're sitting there just on the machine dying, eating 1,800 calories a day like a chick.
Maybe I train incorrectly. In 10 months, unless you're at your natural genetic limit, you should be able to add a couple pounds on your bench press while eating and maintaining.
Well, dude, 225, a 225 bench. I just made my video about strength standards. For most guys of average genetics, you get to that 225 bench or 100 kg bench, like 245s. Most guys at that point, if you're not going to be gaining, I mean, for me, I had to gain weight just to get to that. But if you're not going to be gaining weight past that point, your bench is going to stick a lot. I mean, you can add accessory work and tweak variables and stuff, but fundamentally, I say this and it bothers guys, but mass moves mass, dude. You're going to have to get bigger. Right, like he said, oh, there's no money to be. Yeah, that's why guys like him make all this money and get all the attention, because they're like, you can bench a lot and get big and strong and stuff and stay nice and lean. It's like, try it out, dude. Try it out.
Blame maintaining. Blame the fact that you don't know what you're doing in the gym. Get a coach. Shihad Chowhuri.
Man, all these guys these names are...
Cannot bulk because I'm not skinny fat. Like, I'm fat as heck. But I'm not giving up. I believe in myself and in my ability to get in shape. And
why are we using this as any sort of reference point, schmucky?
so the guy is not skinny fat, he's fat, as in he's obese. Should he bulk?
Well, you don't know if he's obese. Obese is a medical, right? You can calculate that with BMI. You don't know if he's obese. You also don't even know how fat he is. I mean, the guy, to be honest, if he's familiar with your channel and all these other mainstream guys, he probably has a little bit of belly fat and he thinks he's fat as hell because of guys like you, but...
Should he be in a calorie surplus? He's already overweight.
We don't know. We don't have his height or his weight or any other information. So you're just completely spitballing. You have no idea. You cannot trust somebody saying that just in the comments, especially the younger they are. You can't trust that. They can't judge that for themselves well enough.
You don't need to force feed or eat in a surplus to build muscle, especially if you're already overweight. And so, say this guy is 250 pounds. And
Again, we're jumping right to a guy who's medically right, dude. You see, right? Everything with him, it's either you're Chris Bumstead and Tristan Lee at 5%. Oh, you're 250. What did he say in the last video? The guy was 500 pounds.
And 35% body fat. Does he really need to eat in a calorie surplus?
Again, dude, just picks the most obvious example. Good job, Greg. 35% body fat. Don't bulk. Wow, masters in kinesiology, folks. Genius.
Surplus to build muscle? He should bulk up a little bit, go to 40%, and then cut? No! He's already bulked. He's 35%. What should he do?
I just snorted.
Eat in a small calorie deficit, get his body fat levels down, be at a healthy weight for him. Maybe it's 20%, probably not 15. Guy has perhaps genetics to be a bit heavier, and then Maingaining. See how simple this is? Cat with a gun. Maingaining sounds a lot like body recomp. I heard it's a viable strategy when you're skinny fat.
Wrong, you are.
Just eat a little under your daily calorie needs and work out as normal. It's actually what I've been trying to do since I'm under the skinny fat category. And so here's the thing. Whether you're fat or skinny fat, what that means is your body fat is too high. For example...
Nope. Not skinny. Oh, dude, he does the same thing with Athlete X with skinny fat. If you're skinny fat, you're just fat. No, you're skinny. And you hold your belly fat, well, you hold your fat in your belly, in your chest, and your love handles. That's all skinny fat means. The first term there is skinny, right? You don't have a... Guys, again, try it for yourself. If you're skinny fat, and I have videos on this too, cut when you're skinny fat. You're going to turn into a gremlin because your little belly's going to disappear and stuff, and then you're going to have skin and bone. Here, when you cut when you're skinny fat, you look like this. This is you when you cut when you're skinny fat. That's what you're going to turn into. All right? Not a good idea.
If you're at 25% body fat or higher, you don't need any more fat. You're already considered to be obese.
25% body fat is not skinny fat. That is just fat.
This is for men. For women, it's over 33%. And so if you're skinny fat, for example, you're 5'6", 150 pounds, but you have fat all over and hardly any muscle, you don't need to eat in a calorie surplus. You shouldn't eat in a calorie surplus. You should, as this guy explained, eat in a small deficit, slowly lose the fat, keep training, and the muscle will slowly add on. Perhaps
I mean, if you want to be generous there, he could just actually recomposition, right? I mean, at that point, you could at least eat maintenance and give your muscles, give them a little extra boost and still lose the fat, right? 5'6" at that height. I mean, yeah, that guy's shorter, so potentially. If you're that same weight and you're 5'9" or higher, nah, man. I mean, you need to build muscle, dude. And again, if you train well and you build serious muscle, you're gonna eat your way out of how you look, essentially. Again, I have videos on this, guys. I can't jump into it all here.
perhaps you stay at 150 pounds, but as you lose the fat, you're replacing it with muscle. And so over the years, you stay 150 pounds, but year after year, you get leaner and more muscular. And that would be body recomp, and that I would prefer you do rather than bulking and cutting. Remember, bulking is only beneficial if you want to increase your body fat percentage.
Bulking is only beneficial if you want to increase your body fat percentage. That's the only reason, Greg? The only benefit to bulking is to increase your body fat. That's it? Not to add muscle and strength as fast as possible to save time. It's just to add, again, just like he said before, only to increase body fat. If you're a bodybuilder and you come off stage, you got to increase your body fat. That's the only time it's appropriate, Greg. Oh my God, dude. This has to end soon.
Remember that. If your body fat percentage is too low, you need to bulk. That is the answer. If you already have too much fat, whether it's fat, skinny fat, any kind of fat that's too much fat, you don't.
Skinny fat is not, oh, Jesus. Again, like, masters in kinesiology, just superb nuance.
Need to bulk. Maingaining is for those of you who want to maintain the same body fat percentage. You're happy with how you look, and you don't have to track every single calorie. And so here's a problem. I've stated in the past.
Are you sure though, Greg? Because based on what you say, if you're in even a small surplus, you're going to gain a lot of fat. So I think you do.
A 30-calorie daily surplus, probably enough for those looking to maingain. Because
30 daily surplus, guys, to Maingaining. 30 calories daily surplus. We've come full circle. 30. This damn stream deck is so slow. 30 calorie surplus, man. At that point, you're doing a recomp. Guys, you cannot even track. Again, I have him on video, which again, he'll claim he never said this. He's on video saying you cannot track that amount. He just said you don't even need to, Maingaining. But all of a sudden, about 30 is good. Yeah, 30 is the sweet spot. 30. Guys, the labels on the food you eat have a margin of error of 20%. That's well more than 30 if you add up the food you're eating during the day. I mean, let alone if you move more that day, if you do an activity, if you park far away from the house or the school or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Louis Delgado. Yeah, it's a micro bulk, which is it's an ineffective bulk. So it's a glorified recomp. Yeah, exactly.
2,700 calories are needed to build 1
Guys, you guys doing your you guys on your 17.666667 surplus to maximize muscle and not gain any fat, brah?
pound of muscle. And so just 30 calories a day, for the most part, for people who've been lifting for a few years, it's all you're going to need to actually build muscle. You can't track that. We all know you can't track anything. Your labels lie. It's a nightmare. And so what do? You look in the freaking mirror.
Yeah, so why did you just tell them to track it?
You look in the mirror and you say to yourself, am I getting fatter? If you are, eat less. If you're getting too skinny, eat more.
Dude, telling especially young people in fitness who are on social media all day and their perception is dangerously skewed and they have body dysmorphia, again, because this guy peddles body dysmorphia to them, you cannot just say, look in the mirror and whatever you want to have, because by default they want to be leaner. Of course they do. Everybody wants to have more visible abs than they currently do. Most people, any young guy watching him, of course wants to have shredded abs, because if they don't have them, they're fat, according to his own terminology, right? By default, people are going to gravitate toward the lesser of those things, just like he says. And then whenever they do that and they don't get the results, then they're going to, what happened, Greg? Oh, you just didn't understand what I meant.
It's that simple. Not everyone can track every single calorie, especially to be accurate within 100 or 200 or 300. It's very difficult, but Maingaining does not require you to do that. I do not track calories, have not tracked calories for several years. I just look in the mirror and I think, is this good? Yep, I keep doing what I'm doing. If I'm racing a bike that day, burn extra calories, probably going to eat more. If I don't race the bike, probably going to eat less. I don't track the calories. I look in the mirror. If I notice I'm increasing body fat or the scale's going up a bit too high, I think, well, I'm probably going to eat less junk, probably eat more popcorn, eat more meals from my freaking cookbook. And so
Cookbook!
if you want to maintain and keep it simple, get my frigging cookbook. Low-calorie, delicious meals for the big eater. Also, looking for a delicious and filling snack, the CONSULTATIONS bars, 20 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber.
15 grams of fiber. Dude, you're going to be... Bro, this guy must shit 8 times a day. Again, he stretches his stomach with all the fiber because he has a rampant appetite. And he has to get his sugar fixed too, right? I need to make a video about the kyriakos bars because I've seen the labels on those things. They're an abomination. They're complete dog shit.
Quick and easy, on-the-go snack. Take it with you.
All right, is he going to promote anything else?
To optimize your building of muscle. Looking for the CONSULTATIONS bars, code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the
Shut up!
Beer Shauturgy. Coach Greg's not going to be happy with this. Triple skulls. And yeah, not happy. When people misinterpret Maingaining and don't...
Oh yeah, it's other people's fault for misinterpreting it. It's other people's fault for misinterpreting it. Other people's fault. Yeah.
Don't understand what it really is, and they actually think that you need to bulk and cut to build muscle, that they don't go by the science that shows that you don't need to get fat to build muscle.
Getting fat is not bulking. Oh my... Dude.
That getting above 20% body fat is no benefit to building muscle. Well, I get upset. Because the vast majority of people who are bulking, you're already fat. Yeah, I said it. If you're already above 20% body fat, you don't need to bulk. If you're over...
Yeah, I would agree. If you're a powerlifter that needs the leverage advantage, maybe. But yeah, you don't need to.
25, you're already obese. So if you're overweight...
You're already obese!
...and or obese, you really think you need to bulk? Just because...
Dude,
Because you're skinny fat doesn't mean you need a bunch of calories to get bigger. Maingaining is the way for many people. You don't want to do it and you enjoy a lean bulk and a cut, then by all means, go ahead. But I'm here to tell you the reason I promote Maingaining is not to make a bunch of money. It's because that's what I personally believe in.
Yeah, not make a bunch of extra money. As Big Papa Chester says, $2 super chat, thanks. Bro got the Great Wall of Sub... Actually, he had more supplements in the last one. He must have had to sell some of the ones that were behind him. I don't know. But, yeah, guys, Doucette is clearly not in this to make money. He's clearly not in this to make... And again, guys, I've said before, I know people are in this... Like, you're going to make money doing this, okay? I have sponsors too, right? I have my own stuff that I offer to people. Okay, everybody does. That's not the point. The point is, he has all this stuff, right? All these bells and whistles... And then he flip-flops and contradicts and lies, right? But then it's, oh, well, you blame Maingaining. Why didn't you just train harder? Why didn't you just do this? Why don't you just buy the book? And that's what's going to fix it. It's like, again, if you're 16 years old and you have no attention span, it's like, oh, this guy's onto something.
And what I personally believe in is what I'm going to tell you. If I thought bulking and cutting were better, I would say you should bulk and cut. But
he did that for the first 15 years of his training career.
having yo-yo dieted for years, don't enjoy getting fatter and then cutting. It's much easier, better on the mind and body, and healthier.
Well, dude, right? I don't enjoy cutting. Yeah, I mean, you were a pro bodybuilder, competed in what, 3 dozen shows? Okay.
Maintain a healthy body fat percentage. Because what people do, they watch a video and say, oh, I gained belly muscle, I was 7%. It's not healthy. Single-digit body fat, not healthy, lowers testosterone levels. You should be at a healthy body fat.
Is the G test coming?
Percentage, and you can simply eat like a normal human being and build muscle slowly.
Normal human beings, well, I guess today they do, but they should not be drinking numerous cans of diet soda a day and putting Splenda in everything. Sorry.
Over the years. Hope you enjoyed the video.
I did not.
Please like the video if you liked it, subscribe, and click the bell button. Be the first to watch.
All right. Whew. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, I think we've made it through pretty much all of the stuff here. Now, if you guys are newer to this channel and you have yet to see the Maingaining Nuke video, if you go to my channel and order the videos by most popular, I think it's the most popular. It's got over 100k views. Might be over 110k. You're going to see the same thing. Just much more expansive. I have all the receipts for everything. I don't know, man. Yeah, guys, not really surprising, right? This was what we expected. Schmucky is who we thought he was. I saw some comments saying how, oh, he got Hamza and Hamza was wrong. And again, I critiqued Hamza too and his advice he gave too. But this is the same thing Greg's been doing. He does this with any single person he talks about. And you'll notice this too. He talks about everybody, right? He was going on with Bart K. Bart K's got, I think, 30,000 subs, right? He talks about everybody that mentions him except me. Why is that? Because he knows I have him dead to rights. It's that simple, right? I mean, if he ever does say my name, I think that's the point when his channel's really tanking, when he gets... Because he knows, right? I mean, that would send shockwaves through the Great Wall of Sups if people saw that video. Yeah, but I'll probably make a video about Kyriakos Bar and maybe similar stuff like that. What's the one, Anabar? I don't know if that's the same company or if it's a similar guy. Oh, it was the guy he was feuding with, Remington Shotgun or whatever his name is. But I know that did take forever, didn't it? But yeah, guys, stay tuned. We're going to definitely be doing more live streams now that I finally got this setup done. I don't know how often we'll do them per se, but this is interesting, and I don't have to do much editing now. So that saves me a lot of time. But yeah, guys, appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Go enjoy the rest of your night. I know most of you are gym cells, no bitches. So go play video games or whatever. Appreciate it, though. And you guys... take care, and I will catch you next time.